Hello and welcome inside Yost Ice Arena for another presentation of WCBN Sports' coverage of Michigan hockey. I'm Alex Strain, joined today by Charlie Goodwin. We'll have Joshua Tenzer on in the later periods, and it is a rivalry clash here at Yost tonight between Michigan and Ohio State. The Buckeyes enter ranked at number 11 in the country. Michigan outside the top 25, but they have been climbing recently, and it's a big matchup for Big Ten standings implications. Ohio State firmly in the chase for number 1 in the conference. Michigan at number 6, but there's not a lot separating Michigan from that upper tier, and Wolverines could grab 6 big points this weekend if they have a big weekend.
Yeah, it's been a very good month for the Wolverines thus far. Sweeping Notre Dame, going into Happy Valley, grabbing a win, and that double overtime win against Penn State counts as a tie on the stat sheet, but for purposes of Big Ten play, Wolverines got a win over there. Tough loss in an exhibition game against the US U18 team last week, but probably just going to shake that one off and look to get things going here versus their rivals, the Ohio State Buckeyes.
Yeah, and that game against USNTDP last weekend definitely seemed like Michigan was a lot more interested in focusing on this weekend's matchup against Ohio State. Never seemed plugged in, and obviously being an exhibition game, stats and standings not affected by the result of that contest. And we are underway here at Yost Ice Arena. Jimmy Lambert is tied up right off the draw by Tanner Lasinski, and after about 8 seconds of scrumming right at the big block M at center ice, finally comes free. Michigan pushes it into the offensive end. Luke Martin takes a shot through traffic that is deflected over to the corner. Lambert picks it up to the top. A shot by Cam York is turned aside. Nice pinch there by Luke Martin just outside the blue line to push it back in the offensive end. Had a chance at it, did Morgan. Slaker and Lambert out there as his wingers on this top line. Now down behind the Michigan net, thrown in front by Gustav Westland. Now it comes to the top, and a shot deflected aside. Wyatt Egge let that one go, and it's deflected out of play. Off of Michigan sticks, the face-off will stay in the Michigan defensive end.
Not much so far in this period, 40 seconds in, but if the Wolverines want to get this one, they're going to have to come out very aggressive and playing very gritty against this good Ohio State team ranked number 11 in the nation.
Ohio State wearing the all-scarlet uniforms, Michigan in the home whites with the blue pants and the white socks. And, of course, both teams don their football helmets as their hockey helmet, at least in terms of designs. Face-off there, won back by Ronnie Hine. He's out there on this third line with Quinn Preston. Hine and Preston notable for being a pair of Michiganders on the Ohio State roster. Ohio State coming from a state without a ton of hockey talent in Ohio. They have to go to the neighboring states to get some players, and that includes 3 guys in the starting lineup tonight from the state of Michigan. Wolverines able to push that one out of their own end and down the ice. Now in a potential offensive zone chances, it's held in at the line by Nolan Moyle. Banked down low where Jacob Hayhurst chases after it. Scooped up down there behind by Leighton Ahak, a freshman draft pick of the Vegas Golden Knights, the more highly touted freshman of this Ohio State freshman class. Now the puck is pinched up against those boards. Garrett Van Wy digs it out. Blankenberg couldn't quite get it out of the zone yet. Fadiev takes a shot, goes wide of the net. Now Nick Granowitz looks really shaken up, very slow skating, and he's mugged by 2 Buckeyes trying to get it out of his own end. Finally, they're able to push it to center. O'Connell picks it up there for Ohio State, both teams in the midst of changes. O'Connell walks just past center and sends it the length of the ice. Loose down there behind his own net. Puck comes free for a second, though, and a centering opportunity, though not able to get his stick on it was Matthew Jennings. Now in the neutral zone, Granowitz pursues. Beecher picks it up. The talented freshman for Michigan loses his stride. Has to hand it off to Will Lockwood there. The Michigan captain skates through the middle, flips it up into the air, puts it down in on net. Pushing it to the side there is Tommy Napier. First team All Big Ten netminder a year ago. Has had a pretty darn good season again this year, and it's going to be an icing on Ohio State with 17:47 to go in period 1.
Not much possession hockey being played thus far. Both teams kind of playing a neutral zone game, skating back and forth. No one's really had a nice setup offensive possession yet, but let's see if we can change, or if Michigan can change that right here with the face-off in Ohio State zone.
Offensive zone draw for Nick Pastajov, the senior out there, has been very good in the face-off dot this year. He's not able to win that one, though, against Matthew Jennings, who comes away with it. And Ohio State will have an opportunity to get it out of their zone, and they do. Bank down the ice, not far enough for icing, though. Jack Summers picks it up, and now they try to cycle it through the middle. Pastajov tied up there in the middle. Now Becker grabs it, brings it in on sides, throws it high and over top of Napier. Puck up against the boards, now over to the middle. Scooped up there by Cam York. He banks it off the boards to Mike Passageov. He's got men in the middle. Passageov to the front, and he takes a shot that goes off of Napier's pads. Might have been a centering attempt that just went in on net. There's a shot through traffic, and Napier grabs it with the glove. A couple shots there, and now he got some pushing in front of the net. Looks like Grant Gabriel down there and Jack Becker were shoving. But Michigan, the first couple of shots on goal of this game.
Yeah, that was the first real shot on goal for either team. Michigan really had a good chance there. Pashav put it on net, tried to get a deflection for his brother Nick, but it just couldn't happen.
So the offensive zone draw will be the top lines against each other. To the right of Napier, Lambert against Lisinski. Lambert wins it, and the shot taken there by Morgan is blocked aside. Looked like Wyatt Eggy might have gotten his body in there, rather Gordy Meyer. Gustav Westland leads the Ohio State Buckeyes in goals. He skates into the offensive zone with it alongside his centerman Lisinski, who's had a strong bounce-back senior season after a disappointing junior year. Morgan brings it in on sides. Nice passing over to the middle. Lambert a chance. A backhander up high. It's loose in front. They score! Lambert pursued it. I don't know if we're going to get an offside review, though. It is a very close play at the line. Michigan got it in, and Lambert had the puck pinball to the front. Backhand try went up high. Napier couldn't corral the rebound. Landed behind him. Lambert banged away, and it definitely went in behind Napier. No signal for review yet.
Personally, I thought that was offsides right off the bat. When Michigan brought into the zone, I was surprised there was no whistle. The play went on. Lambert stayed with the puck even though he didn't make his initial shot. Michigan is lucky this one's not getting reviewed.
Yep, no sign of a review right now, and they're just about ready to do the draw. It'll be Beecher against Hine. Puck is down, but now they say a jump early there, and now we might have, let's see, they're talking to the clock and everybody else, looking up at the big screen. And I think they just gave, let's take a look away. I think they are going to get a, let's see. Steve Rolick is talking with the referees on that far side. Now the referee will skate over and talk to Mel Pearson. We might finally get that review we were expecting. Let's take a look. Ohio State players are going to their bench, and we are going to get that review. Let's take a look at the video screens once they give us an opportunity to see it.
This could be very bad news for Michigan.
So the NCAA referees step into the box. We'll take a look. We haven't seen any replays yet of the actual offsides play. We've seen a brief replay of the goal itself. Now they're going to slow it down. The Jumbotron is just showing us the referees in the box reviewing it. So we are reviewing a review of this play.
Reviewception.
Yeah. So here we go. Now it's up on the Jumbotron. Yeah, he's offsides. Sure looks like it from our angle.
It was pretty blatant to me right when he brought it in, and like I said, I was shocked there was no whistle to begin with. That one's definitely coming back.
As it stands right now, it's Michigan 1, Ohio State 0. We expect it to be waved off, but certainly out of the gate, Michigan's looked like the team with more energy so far.
Yeah, definitely. You got it. Whenever you play a rivalry game, you have to come really just swinging for the fences out of the gate. That's what Michigan's doing right now. Here's the call.
Referees, all three of them are going to meet. Interesting that they're conferring before a call is made. Not often you see that. And now are all three of them going to review it together? Huh. The referees came out of the box and were ready, what it seemed like, to make a decision, but then they went over and talked to the third referee. But the third referee didn't step into the box with them. He's just standing out front. Now he'll come over and talk to Ronnie Hine, the Ohio State captain. Will Lockwood, the Michigan captain, is on the ice, but he's just skating around. Let's take a look at the replay once more.
To me, that's blatant offside.
It looks pretty clear to me. Now they're coming out onto
again.
the ice, and we'll finally get a call. Yep. They make the official no-go call, so this game goes back to 0-0, but Michigan has looked pretty strong out of the gate, 3:16 in, and we'll have a face-off just outside the Michigan offensive end. Beecher will do the draw with Granowitz to his right and Lockwood to his left. Ronnie Hine wins the draw back for Ohio State, but Lockwood jumped to it first into the offensive end. Had a chance, but it was turned aside by a couple defenders there who converged on him. Napier plays the puck down behind his net. Napier struggled with rebound control in the series a year ago, and not looking too great on that rebound control again today. There's a high rising shot by Blankenberg, pushed aside by Napier. Blankenberg grabs it at the point, lays it down low. Lockwood's down there skating around behind Napier, pushes it to the top, loose across Blankenberg right point. Now into the middle, he finds Lockwood using that great speed, but a nice play there in the middle by Austin Pooley to get a stick in there and push it aside. Pooley skates into the neutral zone, and now a long stretch pass up. Granowitz coming back the other direction. He falls down. I think he got tripped up on his own. No call coming. I think that's the right one. 3 Buckeyes pin him up against the boards. Now finally Ohio State scoops it out. Here they come to center across the red line. Shot high and over top of the net. Now down behind the net, Summers there. Pinned up against the boards, Moyle over to Van Wy. And Van Wy is able to dig it free. Cross ice pass to Hayhurst coming down the right wing side. Lays it behind for Keaton Pearson, the defenseman jumping up on the play. Hayhurst throws it to the middle, and the shot is deflected aside. This is the normal fourth line out there for Michigan. They've inserted Hayhurst instead of Dakota Raby, who's the 13th forward here tonight. Moyle comes down low to turn aside Lisinski, who is kind of on a rush all by himself. Now a centering attempt turned away. Michigan out to center. They'll get a wholesale change as Van Wy dumps it down to the Ohio State end. Buckeyes have one shot through the first 5 minutes as there is some pushing in front of the Ohio State bench. Play continues, though, and one badly fanned on there by Gustav Westland. Delayed that rush for a second. Pastajov picks it up, gives it over to Becker. Now over to Nick Pastajov, right wing side. He takes a shot, goes high and over top of Napier. Now out to the point. York throws it down low, looking for Becker. Just over his stick, down along the end boards. Martin holds it in at the point. Had a man in the middle. Now a bouncing puck and a shot. Opportunity. Rebound. Scored! Pastajov got it anyway. And just about 2 minutes and change after Michigan has a goal disallowed on an offsides, they get one right back, and it's Mike Pastajov putting it in with 14:36 to go in the first. 1-0 Wolverines.
I can't even describe how big that goal is for Michigan. To score first and to have it called off and then just stick with it and put another one right in the net is huge for any hockey team to do, and Michigan just did that right now.
Well, that one won't be reviewed at all. It was a bad clearing attempt that was held in at the line by Luke Martin. It bounced over to the middle. Jack Becker did a sort of 270-degree spinorama, whacked it to the front of the net, and again that rebound control for Napier an issue as a really fortuitous bounce came right to Pastajov on the side of the net. He was able to bang it in. 1-0 Wolverines. Ohio State carries it in the offensive end. They got a quick opportunity and a shot easily into the glove of Strauss-Mann on that one from Wyatt Egge, and we'll have a whistle. That's Ohio State's second shot, their first real shot after the earlier one was sort of just a clear from the neutral zone that went off Mann's pads, and we will head to the first commercial timeout. 14:24 to go in period one. 1-0 Wolverines. Michigan has come out firing here in this one, but keeping the lead is going to be crucial in this game. You look back to that first series back in early November where Michigan led 2-0 late in the second period in Columbus over Ohio State. The Buckeyes got one quickly before the end of the second period, scored 2 to begin the third, and they were able to win 3-2. Michigan needs to hang on to some leads here.
This Michigan team has been very prone to blowing leads this year, this season, just like you said. But so far, about 5.5 minutes into the period, what I've seen is that Michigan is a team playing with something to prove and playing with something on the line. And while Ohio State, also this is a big game for them, I don't see that same tenacity and effort from them right now. And that's something that's going to need to change if they want to keep up with the Wolverines in this game.
So, face-off will be taken by Matthew Jennings to Strauss-Mann's left. It'll be Jennings up against Johnny Beecher, and it kind of just goes off to the side where several Wolverines and Buckeyes converge, and now it's pinned up into the corner. You've got Luce down there as well as Beecher. They're all jostling for it. Now it comes along the boards. Luce down there. And now finally it's able to be picked up by Will Lockwood. He skates out with it along with Nick Granowitz, who's coming off a surge that has been the first real extended playing time of his career. And Granowitz had 3 goals in that series in State College last time Michigan was playing a Big Ten game against the Penn State Nittany Lions. Michigan pushes it into the offensive end. Fancy skating down there deep by Leighton Ahak. He's roughed up. Can't quite get it out of the zone. Has a couple of forwards come down to help him along those boards. Camille Salocha among them. He's skating as the 13th forward tonight for Ohio State. Long stretch pass goes into the Michigan end. They say no icing. Wolverines able to carry it out. Slaker over to Lambert. Fancy pass along the right wing side to Luke Morgan. He carries in a potential rush. Morgan takes a shot, deflects off Napier's pads, goes into the corner, scooped up there by Lisinski. Backhands it off to Ryan O'Connell, to Matt Miller, back to O'Connell behind the net. He's just trying to get the troops set up. Pretty bad pass up the ice. Keaton Pearson locks down his man. Michigan able to push it back the other way. Napier has to come out and play it while the Wolverines get a change. Shots now 7-2 in favor of the Wolverines. 7 minutes gone, and they have a 1-0 lead. Michigan has come out clearly the better team here tonight. We're waiting for a counterpunch from Ohio State. Now a man goes down. That's Moyle in the neutral zone. This game has remained decently physical at this juncture. Lisinski skates into the offensive end, backhands it down low. Cam York gets to it. Nice little poke check over to Moyle, and Michigan is able to rush out the other direction. Potential 3-on-3, maybe 4-on-3 with the trailer. Hayhurst skates right in. He gets tied up. Puck loose on the side of the net. Napier doesn't know where it is. Banging away. And now the puck comes free and slingshots all the way down the ice where it will be an icing. I don't know how that puck got out of there. It looked like 3 or 4 bodies on top of it, and suddenly it just came flying out and goes the other way. Michigan will get an offensive zone draw, but Hayhurst creates a chance right there down the right wing side, crashing up on net.
Yeah, it looked as if the puck was underneath Tommy Napier's back, and then it just came out of nowhere all the way to the other end of the ice. But the Wolverines playing really good hockey right now. They have to keep this up if they want to come out of here with a win.
Nick Pastujov leads the team in faceoff percentage at about 57%. Not able to win that one, though. Ohio State's been better in the faceoff dot, but that's just about the only facet of this game they have been better in tonight. Michigan sends it back into the offensive end. Becker chasing in after it. A lot of dump and chase right now for Michigan, and Ohio State has had trouble holding on to possession. Gordy Meyer skates into the offensive end. There's a shot that goes out by Pooley. Easily saved by Strauss-Mann. Really no pressure so far. And a giveaway, pretty bad one by Pastujov. There are 4 Buckeyes back. Pastujov jumped to it. Now Ohio State able to skate out the other way. Austin Pooley locked down. Now another backhand play. Pastujov will skate up the other direction. He's got Granowitz, I think, to the middle. Takes a shot high and over top of the netminder Napier. Rattles around down behind. Skating out with it, Grant Gabriel, right-handed defenseman on that first pair for Ohio State. Blankenberg scoops it up behind his own net after a dump in by OSU while they were in the midst of a change. Lockwood skates out with it. He's going to try to enter the zone just on the speed of his skates alone, and he's able to do so. Not able to maintain clean possession, though. Buckeyes to it, and they'll skate out the other way. To center ice, Singleton, and he's locked down immediately by Blankenberg and Beecher. Potential 2-on-1 the other way. Back checking are a couple Buckeyes. Granowitz skates in, takes a shot. That one goes wide of the net, and it rebound to the side. No one there to grab it, though. And now out comes the other direction. Tate Singleton skates on in, puts a shot that's deflected wide of Strauss-Mann. You know, there are really no offensive opportunities so far for Ohio State. Finally a giveaway by Michigan in their own end. Jennings was able to maybe start something. Now up against the boards, picked up by Moyle. Pass over the middle, or rather Lambert towards Morgan. Morgan skates around his defenseman O'Connell, goes in hard against the boards, banks it there for Lambert. Lambert to Keaton Pearson at the top. Down to Lambert, right wing boards at the half wall. Now he's over to the middle, and finally Ohio State carries it out. But OSU, as we approach the halfway point of this first period, has struggled to get any offensive chances because by the time it gets out of their own end, they're just looking to get a change. And then it comes right back in the other way. Luke Morgan scoops that one up along the boards, and he'll start the rush the other direction in his own end. Lambert, right wing side, throws on the brakes, gets harassed by Jaden Leslie. Now over to the middle, backhander right in front of his own bench. They got to be careful about too many men as they were in the midst of a change. Lisinski skates around with it. That's a really nice play by Jack Summers to lock him down along the boards. Moyle scoops it up. He comes out through the middle, now across the blue line into the offensive zone. Nolan Moyle takes a shot, and another juicy rebound off the pad of Tommy Napier. No harm done, though. Cam York, a hard check along the boards, and no whistle coming. That is just a hard, physical, legal check. Now a bad giveaway by York, though. Meyer a chance. Lisinski passed to the middle. Quinn Preston had it, and he was not able to get a shot on net. That's a fortunate break for Michigan. York brings it in the other direction. Moyle with it at the top. He takes a shot deflected, pinballing around along the boards. And now thrown over to the middle. Tanner Lisinski skates into the middle. York pushes it aside. Luke Martin locks down Grant Gabriel along the boards. Backhanded play to Nick Pastajov. Pastajov skates into the offensive end, and it's backhanded down the other direction. Luke Martin's got it there. Luke Martin skates down behind his own net. Pass across to Blankenberg. Flips it up in the air. 8:45 to go in the first period. 1-0 Wolverines. We have had about 4 minutes of continuous action right now. Dakota Raby out there. Pass across. Now it's into Mike Pastajov. He's just trying to do everything he can to get around. A couple Buckeyes did a really fancy job at it, too. Ohio State scoops it up. Out they come the other direction. 3-on-3 the other way. Pooley brings it in. Pass across to the middle. Westland was crashing the net. Not able to get a shot in on net. Raby, Pastajov banks it off the boards. And into the neutral zone. Gustav Westland was freshman Big Ten all-first team a year ago. Now Beecher takes that one away. Ohio State in the midst of a change, and they were in potential trouble of a too-many-men. Tate Singleton takes a shot that goes way high and over top, rattles around the boards. Ronnie Hine couldn't keep it in. Now back out to center ice. O'Connell scoops it up, past the red line, and he sends it all the way down. Pearson and Blankenberg to it. Blankenberg passes it to Pearson, up to Granowitz, off the boards, down the ice, not far enough for icing, and Johnny Beecher, the first-round pick of the Boston Bruins, gets on his horse, wins the foot race down there. You can see the speed of Michigan right now. Pass over to the middle, shot by Summers, deflected aside by Napier. Beecher has a chance at it down behind the net if he can center, but can't jam it free. Matt Miller was there, but picked up finally along those boards, skating through the middle, over to Summers. He takes a shot that is fanned on. Now it goes down low along the boards. Miller banks it around there, rather Hine, over to Summers, to Lambert at the top. Michigan 5-on-5 still, but it looks like a power play right now. They've got Slaker into the middle, Pearson at the right point. He takes a shot, goes off the glove of Napier, bounces around along those boards. We're approaching 7 minutes remaining in the first period, and it's jumped all the way down. No icing, they say, not far enough. Keaton Pearson grabs it there. This has been continuous hockey, no whistles as we continue to do battle between these two rivals. 1-0 Michigan on top. Pearson flips it up in the air. In onside is Lambert, and they say it is offsides. That same crew that had a goal disallowed earlier jumbles the inside offensive zone entry, and we will go to a commercial timeout with 6:48 remaining in period one. Our score, Michigan 1, Ohio State 0.
You should take a well-deserved breath now. That was about 5 or 6 minutes of uninterrupted hockey until that offside whistle. But if you're a Michigan fan, you really cannot be disappointed with how they've come out so far. They really firing out of the gate, playing aggressive, getting up in Ohio State's hairs. Ohio State, they look, for lack of a better word, they look lethargic right now. They don't really look like they've come to play so far. Obviously, they're a very good team, ranked number 11 in the nation. They could sneak up on you like that. Michigan did blow a lead to them earlier this season, as you said before. So Michigan has to really, they got to keep their intensity level up there. They can't waver.
Yeah, it's a really lively crowd here tonight as well. The Children of Yost was packed up. We entered the building just a shade past 6:30, and the Children of Yost was already almost filled up at that point. And they just showed a video on the screen, which I had noticed a few months ago. The Red Wings did a college hockey segment on their Detroit Red Wings Live on FS Detroit, where they were interviewing players from Michigan and Michigan State. And Dylan Larkin had the humorous line of that when he visited Michigan State, the student section was non-existent. And then when he came to Michigan, he knew instantly, because of the Children of Yost, that he was going to play for the Wolverines. And they just showed that footage on the big screen, and the crowd resounding approval. Out of the face-off, Luke Martin holds the puck in his defensive end. Michigan won the draw, but won it so far back into their own end after the face-off had been just outside the Ohio State blue line. Buckeyes play catch in their own end and will look to get the attack set up. They have just 5 shots through 13 minutes of play thus far. Cam York skates along the boards. Hayhurst grabs it, pass across to Moyle. Moyle on a foot race down there with Gordy Meyer. And Meyer does win the race. Ohio State has Grant Gabriel backhand it down. Strauss-Mann over to Luke Martin. Martin Long pass up to Jack Becker. Becker skates through the middle, past the blue line, in on sides. He takes a shot. Napier pushes it aside, but Michigan now up to 13 shots on the game with 6 minutes remaining in the first period. They continue to pepper Napier. They entered this game ranked in the top 10 in the country in shots per game at just over 33 per contest. They've already got 13 here, not done with the first period. Raby dumped there along the boards, pushed aside, and the crowd wanted a potential tripping or boarding call. It would have been against Leighton Ahak, but none coming, and Singleton just ran into the referee there just outside his own blue line. Michigan continues to command play down there in that offensive end. Now, Luce has a man go right around him, and a potential chance coming up the other way, a shot. And I think man got just a piece of it, but now an offensive zone opportunity for Ohio State at long last. A shot through traffic and a save. Matt Miller took one from the point and hung on to by Strauss-Mann. Miller from East Palestine, Ohio, one of the few in-state Ohio kids on this Buckeye roster.
Back to your point about the Wolverines putting a lot of shots on goal. They are 6th in the nation with 33.25 shots on goal per game. And their total shots on goal for the season is 2nd in the nation, or 2nd in the Big Ten, with Penn State being 1st.
Interesting thing I just learned about East Palestine, Ohio, right on the Ohio-Pennsylvania border. One of those towns where you can almost just drive across town and you cross state lines. That being the birthplace of Matt Miller. Michigan wins the defensive zone draw. Ohio State was going to be offsides. They touched it. I don't think they got back on sides, but regardless, play continues. Summers up against his boards. Granowitz down there. Puck comes to the middle for a second. Carson Meyer has it. Now still along the blue line, still not out, and it's held in. Gustav Westland, and a really nice play from behind there. Poke check by Johnny Beecher on what could have been maybe the best scoring chance of the night. A shot from just inside the blue line, but he was able to take it away, and he leads the rush the other direction, skates through the entire offensive end. Now out with it towards the point, takes a shot that's turned aside, scooped up by Miller, and Westland throws it down low. Out behind his own net, Strauss-Mann to play it. A couple Wolverine defenders back and 2 or 3 Buckeyes watching as both teams changing some element of their team. And now a bad giveaway and a shot goes just wide. Eugene Fadiev had an opportunity after an ugly giveaway right in front of the net. Now one bounced around the boards. Ohio State scoops it up. They're trying to finally get a proper counter punch in. Now there's a shot by Ronnie Hine, goes wide of the net. Fadiev still down there. Morgan along the board, scooped out there for a second, and Michigan will be able to clear the zone. Martin, pass into the middle. Lambert in on sides. He takes a shot. Napier turns it aside along the boards there. Morgan couldn't pick it up, and now a potential 2-on-1 the other direction. Tate Singleton in. His shot saved by Mann. Strauss-Mann hasn't had to do much yet in this period, but he's come up with a couple big saves here in the last couple of minutes as Michigan's gotten just a bit sloppy, and we've started to see Ohio State use their own speed in the neutral zone to create opportunities. York goes down behind to pick it up. 3:30 remaining in the first period. Still 1-0 Wolverines. Lambert, backhander up in the air, goes past Wyatt Eggy, and now Hayhurst is off to the races. Nolan Moyle in there as well. Hayhurst going to try to wrap it around. Skates through the offensive end. Sees a man. He takes a shot high and over top. That was Griffin Luce who went it and let it go down behind the net. Ahak lost it. Loose across Blankenberg, right point, and a chance for Michigan. He has a seeing eye shot go wide of everything. Loose bats it along down behind the net. Ahak and Miller down there. And it is picked up by Ahak under 3 minutes remaining in the first period. Ahak skates into the offensive zone, was able to gain zone entry before going down, and now out it comes the other way. Mike Passageov's got a potential 2-on-1 down there alongside Van Wy. Lays it in front for Van Wy, and sweeping the puck away as it trickled in on net was the netminder. Napier having to repel that opportunity. Play starting to get a bit more hectic now over the past 2 or 3 minutes. Shots now 15-7 in favor of the Wolverines, and we will have an icing on Ohio State with 2:24 to go in period 1. 1-0 Michigan on top.
Ohio State's starting to really gain some life here. Some really good scoring opportunities there. Johnny Beecher made a great defensive play to stop that wide open shot from happening, and just lucky that they went just wide on that terrible giveaway back there. Michigan has to, like I said, I've said it many times, keep the intensity up and not make stupid mistakes.
Nick Passageov's going to get thrown out of the faceoff dot. That giveaway we're mentioning was 2 defenders right in front of the net. Only 1 Ohio State player there. All they had to do was play keep away, and they gave it right to him at point-blank range, reminiscent of an infamous turnover by Andreas Lilia that Detroit Red Wings fans remember from 2007 Western Conference Finals. Very similar play allowed Teemu Selanne to win the game. This time, though, Strauss-Mann comes up with a big save for Michigan to keep this game at a 1-0 Wolverine advantage. You'd think they love to get to the first period intermission with that 1-0 lead intact if they can't at least put one more on here in the final 2 minutes of this frame. Picked up there by Ohio State, and they bring it on into the offensive end. Tanner Lasinski down there, Pastajov as well. Pastajov backhander. Becker is able to whack it down, and it is going to go in on Napier, so no icing. Michigan's able to get a wholesale change. 95 seconds remaining in the period. Shots 15-7 Michigan, 1-0 Wolverines on top. And then turned over there in the middle by Gordy Meyer. Meyer with the puck along left wing boards. Passes it into the middle. Picked up by Gabriel. Gabriel turned aside. Michigan's forwards doing a really nice job coming back and helping to defend here in this game. Beecher creates an opportunity for Lockwood. Lockwood skates to the middle. Lockwood takes a shot. Blocked in front of the net. Raby bangs away at it. And I think Napier got the glove down on it. And he did. Michigan creates an opportunity as one pinballed off the stick of Johnny Beecher. And we will have a face-off with 67 seconds remaining in the first period.
Beecher has really impressed me so far tonight. He's played. Everyone knows he's a great offensive player, highly touted prospect coming into Michigan, drafted by the Boston Bruins. But he's made some really spectacular defensive plays, which is something you don't usually see from a forward, not to mention a very young forward.
Well, certainly when you look at Beecher, the question for him is going to be whether he plays a second season at Michigan. Obviously, as a first-round pick, that always comes down to really team preferences. Sometimes those kinds of guys play a second year, sometimes they don't. Josh Norris did, and that leads a lot of Michigan fans to think they might get a second year out of Beecher, but you never know. The one thing that helps Michigan's case in that is that sometimes you see NHL teams want to rush their prospect. The Boston Bruins in no need of another center right now.
Not at all. I wouldn't be surprised if Beecher's back for another year as a sophomore next year, and also that would be huge for this Michigan hockey team. A lot of good young players that you hope you don't lose to the NHL too soon.
Yeah. Michigan's got a ton of NHL talent coming in next year, and they'd love to keep their present 2 first-round picks, York and Beecher, around for a second season if they can. Lambert to do the draw here. He's got Morgan to his left. Lambert not able to win that draw, goes into the corner, banked along the boards and back out. Not far enough for icing, though. And Luke Martin, a dangerous backhand pass across to Cam York, his defense mate. York does a good job to get it to Martin, now over to Morgan. That's a very nice play by Michigan as Ohio State's forecheck keeps swarming. It goes down, and it will be an icing on the Wolverines. A very close race in the corner. Lambert thought he won it, but they're going to give the nod to the men in scarlet, and we'll have a offensive zone draw for Ohio State with 50 seconds remaining in the first period.
Just to get out of this period is what my advice would be to Michigan Wolverines right now. To go into the locker room with a 1-0 lead would be very huge to start this game.
Yeah, Michigan came out of the gates, were really dictating play early on. It's been more back and forth, which is what you would expect over the last few minutes or so. Ronnie Hine will do this draw with Lambert again, and Hine was able to win it, but Michigan's wingers were able to get to it first. Morgan whacked down. O'Connell holds it in the zone as he tried to clear it from his legs. Now Martin there again trying to clear it. O'Connell holds it in. Ohio State doing a good job of that right now. York will go along to the other side, and now he does finally clear the zone. 30 seconds even remaining in the first period. Ronnie Hine, Michigander out there for Ohio State, brings it into the offensive zone. Cam York pinned up against the boards. In the corner, a number of players in white and red whack away at it. A shot by O'Connell goes wide of the net. Never really close to in on net, but man, alert there anyway. Morgan digs it free from just inside the Michigan bench. 7 seconds remaining in the period. Neither team looks like they're going to really press anymore. Martin comes across center. He takes a shot in on the glove on Napier. And that'll do it for the first period. Our score after 1 period of play, Michigan 1, Ohio State nothing. Shots in that frame 16-7. They might bump it up to 17-7. We'll see if they give Martin a shot on goal for that last one right before the whistle. But all around, a really nice period there for the Wolverines.
They flat out outworked the Buckeyes this period. I expect the Buckeyes to come out a lot angrier and a lot more aggressive next period. Being the aggressive team they are, so high up in the national rankings, won a lot of big games. But Michigan has to keep this style of play if they're going to make it out of here with a win.
Well, certainly one of the things that Michigan hockey fans have talked about is that this year, regardless of the record not quite what they wanted at 10-11-3, Michigan has played with everybody they played this season. That was the case against Ohio State back in November, and Michigan has come out and has been the better team thus far, and that's something they definitely want to carry into that second period. Goal by Mike Pasajov, who they're interviewing right now, puts Michigan up 1-0. Wolverines score twice, only one of them counts, and they carry that lead into the break. And with that, we will take about a 12-minute break and be back for the second period.
And we are back. 1 minute left to go until the second period begins. The University of Michigan Wolverines are outscoring the Ohio State University Buckeyes 1-0 and outshooting them 16-7. What do you see as something that Ohio State needs to do in order to keep this game close?
Well, Ohio State clearly the better team on the ice, coming into this game ranked 11th in the nation, the Wolverines unranked. But Michigan has come out as the team that's wanted it more and is playing way harder than the Buckeyes. The Wolverines had a high intensity that entire first period, playing with something to prove, playing with something on the line. Ohio State tried to show a little life at the end of the period, but they have to change a lot about their game and the energy they played with if they want to come back in this game.
The puck found the back of the net for Michigan twice during the first period, only one time counting. And Buckeyes only had 7 shots. Do you think we're going to see something more from them this period? Do you think they're going to turn it on?
Yes, definitely. I think the Buckeyes will be way more aggressive. Didn't really even have that many offensive possessions, which Michigan had a lot of them, which is why they're out shooting the Buckeyes by 9. But expect the Buckeyes to play a lot more strategical and tactical hockey in this period.
Lazinski and Van Wy bending down for the face-off at center ice. Ref's getting ready to drop the puck, and he does. Ohio State wins, sending it backwards to number 5. Skating back on his left side, over across to Gabriel. Gabriel going up the ice past the blue line. He whiffs on a pass. Now gets it into the Michigan zone. Mann stops it behind the net, sends it over to the corner, which cannot be seen. Trying to find out what's happening now. It's coming back down the left side for Michigan. Van Wy misses the pass. Now Meyer goes around his own net for Ohio State, sending it back up the left boards. And it hits off the body of Martin in his own zone. He's getting ready as Michigan looks like they're getting ready to start an attack. Over to Van Wy on the right wing. A pass went in, knocked off the skate towards the goal. Now Lazinski taking it back on the right wing for Ohio State, sending it to the far left corner as Michigan sends it behind the net. York making a great defensive play, lying down, knocking the puck away from Ohio State. And a shot by number 4 from Ohio State. Man, there's a crowd in front of the goal, and Mann covers it up.
An alarming amount of sloppy giveaways by Michigan defensemen as they got later into the first period, and one right here in the second period already. They can't just be giving the Buckeyes free shots in front of the net because eventually one of them's going to go in. It's just how it works.
Mann got a little crowded in the crease, and now number 17 for Michigan, Johnny Beecher, is facing off. Ohio State wins that face-off too. A slap shot by number 50 on one-timer from the back of the zone. Now Michigan has that, as Mann was able to save. Beecher tries to pass it to himself off the boards. He is unable to. Lockwood is offsides. Lockwood touches the puck. Beecher was the one offsides. And now it will be Ohio State half of the ice face-off.
I'm more curious to see when the roughness of this rivalry settles in. Usually it happens very early on in this games, but nothing much so far besides some pushing and shoving in the first period.
We've seen a few big hits, but we haven't seen anything in between whistles. Michigan wins that face-off. That's with Luce. Luce now skating towards the left wing, sending a pass up to Beecher. It goes off Beecher's stick and over to Ohio State's players. Luce now has it outside the zone. He'll send it back in as Michigan clears the zone in order to avoid the offsides. Number 7 for Ohio State behind the net now, moving forwards with it towards the center, passing over to number 4, Ahok. Ahok skating across the block. He's in the zone surrounded by 4 Michigan players. He decides to peel off, go over to the point on the right side. Egge taking a shot from the left. Now it's behind the Strauss-Mann as Michigan battles for it and takes control of the puck. They try to clear it. Egge stops it. Egge skating towards the red line. How fun is it to say Egge, by the way? Number 10, Lockwood taking it for Michigan. Now he's going on the left wing for him, trying to get into the zone. He successfully does over Ahok. Ahok steals the puck from him now and takes it behind his goal and behind Napier. Now Ohio State has it on their left wing. Skating backwards for a spell is number 12 for Ohio State. He tries to get it. He's held up by number 20 for Michigan. Now Michigan will take control of the puck. Summers on the left side trying to get something going. He sends a pass that misses absolutely everybody. It goes around and it'll be icing over. Now a face-off in the Michigan side.
Not much possession hockey, 2.5 minutes into this period. I was expecting Ohio State to come out and try to set up these really elaborate offensive possessions, but no one's really done that so far. This could change with the face-off, though, that they did have in Michigan's zone.
We've seen 2 shots on goal for Ohio State so far and none for Michigan this period. Now it looks like Hine will be getting ready to face off against Jimmy Lambert. Ohio State wins. Miller on the right side. He takes a shot. That goes wide to the left. Morgan's there trying to stop it from going back to Ohio State. Summers now has it behind the net. Gets tangled up with the ref. Passes errantly to Lockwood. Not Lockwood, excuse me. Number 20, Pearson. Now Ohio State has it back in the zone. It's with no one now as Michigan tries to get it out of the zone. They successfully do as it bounces down the ice on the left side for Michigan. Slaker trying to get it, and now there will be a penalty on Slaker as he trips number 50 for Ohio State, Matt Miller, and he will be the first penalty of this game.
That's another thing that shocked me that I was thinking about in the first period. No penalties. Not something you usually see in a hockey game to go a full period without any penalties, but Slaker has just taken the first one of the game 2 minutes and 40 seconds into the second period.
Especially in a big rivalry game.
Right.
It's like the Battle of Alberta a couple nights ago. You see penalties left and right there. And now this is just our first one, a tripping call, which really could have been avoided. But instead, Jake Slaker is inside the box as Van Wy is going to face off against Lazinski. The first line looks like the power play unit for Ohio State, as they have 4 offensive players now. And Michigan wins the draw. It's sent into the corner now, sending it around the net. Number 50 for Ohio State is there, ready to take it. But Michigan clears successfully, and it goes back down to Napier. Napier in the corner, getting ready, sends it off to number 61 for Ohio State, Grant Gabriel. Gabriel taking it, getting to the center of the ice, crossing the block M. He passes it backwards to his left with Gustav Westland. Westland sends it into the zone now. Number 16 has it, Quinn Preston. Preston's surrounded by 3 Michigan players. He successfully gets it off. Now it's behind the net for Ohio State. Ohio State's players are now crowding the puck in the corner. There was a little bit of a pile-up, and now it gets sent out to the left point along the boards. Gabriel all alone, 61, not taking a shot. Miller in the middle of the net. Westland looks like he was trying to pass it over towards the front of the net. Martin gets his skate on it and knocks up the pass, but Ohio State retains possession. Miller on the right side, sending it over to number 29, Westland. Westland takes a shot, blocked by Martin's stick. Now it's going around the net, and Michigan successfully clears. The puck rolling down the ice. Napier goes all the way to the right face-off circle, and Meyer, a long pass from Napier. Meyer almost has a chance to do something as Michigan was almost caught changing. Meyer now with the puck. He's going towards the center, sends it to number 5. Number 5 takes a shot. It goes high and wide. Eggy now in the corner with it. Eggy has got Loose battling with him for the puck. And number 13 for Ohio State, Eggy retains control, passing over to Hine, who's at the right point. Well, Hine misses his pass, wasn't looking where he was going, and he almost let the puck out of the zone. And Michigan clears again. Napier coming out. He's not afraid of any rush by Michigan here. And now Hine on the right side has another long pass from Napier. He gets into the zone. 2 Michigan players in front of him. Eggy's behind him. Eggy takes the puck, passing it back. And now Meyer over to the left side. Almost a shot, and it's an own goal. A deflection more like it, as Ohio State scores. A pass was trying to get across, and Loose had his stick in the way. Man was going across, ready for where the pass was going, and it just found the right side of Loose and into the goal.
That's a really frustrating one for the Wolverines right there. Goal comes with 7 seconds left in the power play. Works so hard to kill it off, and just to get a unlucky bounce like that, that hurts.
And it was a good penalty kill, too. Not many offensive opportunities for OSU, a little bit there towards the end, but 3 separate clears.
The biggest thing here is how the Wolverines respond to this. They can't break down just because of this one little mishap they had. They have to still come out strong and play their game.
We saw against the U.S. National Development Team, the Wolverines had trouble getting out of their own heads, and now the period starts back up again. Michigan wins the face-off along the left sides. The newcomer to the team at home, Granowitz, and now it is offsides as number 17, Johnny Beecher, is caught.
Here's a fun fact. The Wolverines are 1-6-2 this season when allowing a power play goal. So
that's not good.
Not looking very good for them right now.
They have been looking better, coming off 4 straight undefeated Big Ten appearances. And now Ohio State wins the face-off. And the left side, back by them. Now number 19 for Ohio State, crossing the center line, trying to get a pass off. Nothing goes wrong. Nothing goes right. And now Michigan will clear, and it will be an icing. As I was saying, Michigan beat Notre Dame twice in a row, once against Penn State and a tie against Penn State. This is their first Big Ten game since.
They're also 3-5-2 against ranked teams. That's not that bad of a record.
Not at all.
When you look at it, when they're playing much better competition than they are.
Beecher lines up against Jennings for the face-off. Ohio State wins a one-timer, hits a body in front, and now it is out of play. and it'll be a face-off on the left side, Strauss-Mann's right. Last time Michigan played a number 11 ranked team, that was the first season series against Clarkson, tied 1-1, and I believe the second one was a 2-1 loss. Maybe a 1-0 loss.
I will check that for you right now.
Thank you very much.
A 3-1 loss.
A 3-1 loss, even better than I thought it was going to be. Okay, fantastic. All right, Pastashov against Pooley. Pastashov wins the draw, and now Michigan will have it behind their own net. York he does lose the puck. A shot off, and it's knocked away by the stick of Strauss-Mann. Michigan regains control, trying to send it off. They try to clear it, does not work, but Ohio State gives it over back to Michigan. Michael Pastashov fighting with Miller for the puck. Pastajov's close together, and it goes back around the net of Ohio State, and it will be cleared unless it was stopped, which it is. And now Pastashov to Pastashov. Mike Pastashov on the left side, he has it. He takes a shot off the right shoulder of Napier, and Jennings has it for Ohio State now, trying to clear it. York keeps it in. Becker keeps it in now, and it's high, up, and away. Mike Pastashov almost knocks it down. He is unable to. Miller has control of the puck now. Pastashov pinning him to the boards along with Becker. Michigan has control of that as number 7, Blankenberg, loose on the left side now. He could have taken a shot. He chooses not to wait a little bit, and it's a stick save by Napier. Now Becker passing it towards the center. Both Pastajovs miss. Becker taking another shot. That one gets deflected away. Now it's behind the net as Michigan retreats. Number 24, O'Donnell, gets a big hit from Slaker, and Luce takes control of the puck from that. Luce sending it over to the other side for Blankenberg, and now Lambert takes a shot. It's chest save, and now it's bouncing in the air, and it is over the goal. Ohio State gets a close one. Lambert knocks down Ohio State again. Morgan has the puck now. Morgan around the net. He goes for a wraparound. He shoots. No one can able to put it in. Now Morgan takes another shot. That's far wide. Blankenberg sends it around the net for Morgan. Morgan gets to it. Gets behind him a little bit. He takes control of it. Morgan over to Blankenberg. Blankenberg avoiding, almost tripping up. Number 13 for Ohio State as he tries to get past. Avoids a slash, and he takes a shot. That's a right pad save from Napier. Luce has control now at the point. Luce sending it forwards to Lambert. Lambert knocked down by Gabriel. Slaker has control of the puck for Michigan now. A board pass over to Luce. Luce takes a shot. Blocked by Preston. Now number 13, Singleton, has the puck for Ohio State. A little bit of a late hit from Morgan on Singleton after he passed the puck, but Gabriel now has control of it on the right side. Gabriel, Van Wy stole it away. A pass from Van Wy to Hayhurst goes wide, but Hayhurst gets control of it after number 27, Moyle for Michigan, is able to send it back to him. Now Ohio State and Michigan are battling for it on the left side, Michigan's left wing on Ohio State territory. It's sent back behind the net. Moyle pinning up one of the Ohio State players to the board. If he stays there for too long, it'll be a holding. And now Ohio State has control of the puck, almost clearing it. They successfully clear it now. Both men from the little skirmish over there get back on their feet. Moyle coming off the ice. A hard shot, hard pass, I should say, from Ohio State. Sends it all the way around the boards, up the right side. Summers now has it. Summers sends it across the ice. And a pass forwards. Van Wy has it. And he gets it into the zone. No one's offsides, but Ohio State gets control. Now Ohio State, number 7, has control of the puck behind the net, waiting for someone to make a move. That's Eggy. Eggy sends it far up the left side. Now number 12 takes a shot. It goes off the pad of Mann, his right leg. And now it's behind the net. Michigan, Ohio State battling for control. Ohio State checks by Lockwood. The puck goes randomly in front of the crease, across the crease. No one gets control of it. Now it's over in the right corner, Strauss-Mann's right side, as Ohio State has it now at the point. A strong shot from number 4, but it's gloved by Strauss-Mann. That was Leighton Ahak with the shot.
And that is a well-deserved breath for you. About 4 minutes of uninterrupted hockey right there. A lot of good action between these two teams so far. One of the most storied rivalries in all of sports, and specifically in college hockey. This is the 144th meeting between Michigan and Ohio State on the ice. And the Wolverines, unlike football, really kill them in this one with an advantage of 83-46 with a record of 83-46-14.
That's impressive. Speaking of football, Michigan has the record for most consecutive wins against Ohio State when Ohio State is also playing Michigan. That's at 9. Ohio State currently has 8 straight wins.
I envision Ohio State breaking Michigan's record.
You think they get 2 in a row?
Yeah.
I do too.
I think they might get 10 in a row.
That's possible. 2 entire classes of college students have seen Michigan not beat Ohio State at football.
It is a sad thought. And Michigan students in the 1940s would never think that would ever happen.
No.
It's 2020, so.
It is. Can't believe it almost. Michigan wins the draw. Now it's back behind the net. That face-off was to Straussman's right. Excuse me. Now Lockwood takes a pass from Martin. Lockwood going up the right side. Raby is all alone. He takes a shot. It's off the pads. It's in front. Almost. If someone was there to put it in, Lockwood almost had it. He whiffed on the shot. Lockwood takes a shot. It's bounced off the skate of Meyer, one of the 2 Meyers on Ohio State's team. Now Lockwood stops it from going out. Lockwood, the captain, trying to get through a bunch of Ohio State players. He is unable to as number 29 for Ohio State now takes it, passing it over to Meyer. Meyer looks at it. He takes a shot. It's off the stick of Mann, and that's sent off to the right corner. Ohio State tries to get it back towards something. Now Meyer in the left corner with the puck. He's battling for it. He does not gain control as Westland gets around the net. He tries to send it around the sides, but instead it hits the side of the net, and there is a tripping call, it looks like, on Ohio State. I will wait to tell you what the actual penalty is, but Ohio State is going to the box. That's number 29, Gustav Westland. His most previous team, he has an AHL team. That's what it is. From Stockholm, Sweden. He's 6 foot, and he has 12 goals, 10 points. And now he is in the box.
This could be the break that the Wolverines have been looking for. They really have to keep the puck and set up a nice offensive possession here. You don't get many power play opportunities, and you don't want to waste them.
Michigan certainly struggled on the power play in their last couple games. Postyav taking the draw. It's tied up, but Michigan is able to get to it as Lambert comes to the aid. Summers now skating across the blue line, going from right to left. Passes over to Mike Postyav on the right side and over to Nick. Mike, back to Nick, over to Mike again on the right side. Now it's sent all the way to the left by Beecher, almost on the left point. Summers at the Big Ten logo in the center of the ice, back to Beecher. Beecher sending it over to Mike Postyav. He takes a shot, and that's saved. And Nick Postyav's got some shoving going on. Hines takes Postyav down. Now we have a skirmish. Now that's another Michigan player getting involved. Can't quite tell who that is. Summers and Eggy staying back from it. Lambert now pushing. What happened there was Nick Postyav tried to push it in as looks like Napier had the puck. And Ohio State was not happy about that.
Well, like I said before, you start to see the roughness of this rivalry settle, and this certainly sets the tone for the rest of the period and probably the rest of the game. These 2 teams are going to really start to go at it.
The captain for Ohio State, Ronnie Hine, is being sent off in a penalty, and so is Nick Postyav. I assume both for fighting, or... Two minutes for cross-checking for Hine.
It sounded like.
And what was that?
They're both 2-minute penalties.
Yes, they were. I think that was Postyav for roughing. Excuse me. Those are offsetting minors, and they'll remain to be 5-on-4 for Michigan. But with Postyav, one of their greatest offensive weapons, with 12 points, 6 goals, 6 assists.
That's a big loss for the power play unit. It's something that they don't really need right now. Someone's got to step up and fill his shoes for this 2 minutes.
And it looks like that'll be Hayhurst as he goes to take the face-off, what Nick Postyav usually does against Lazinski. Michigan wins that, a little bit of a tie-up. Now York all the way on the left side, just beyond. Now he sends it back to his own zone, trying to recollect the Michigan offense and get a play going. He goes up the center, looking at Lazinski. He takes the pass backwards. Slaker now, number 13, coming up the left side. Hayhurst, just not offsides. Sending it over to Slaker. Slaker, the pass is intercepted. Hayhurst is now battling for it with Lockwood, and Ohio State successfully clears. It gets past Blankenberg as it goes back into the Michigan zone. Ohio State getting a partial clear. Lazinski coming off as York now has the puck coming up the center. He's got all 4 Ohio State players in front of him, so he elects to pass back to Slaker, especially through his legs. Now Lockwood has the puck on the right side. He's looking for something to do. He's sent into the corner and now sends it over to Slaker. It's off the boards, and now York has it on the left side. York does not take a shot. He could have there, and now it's sent over to Blankenberg, and York, while on one knee, attempts to passing to Blankenberg. It goes out of the zone, and Michigan will have to reset. Everyone is out of the zone now. Hayhurst on the left side sends it off the boards to Slaker. Slaker behind the net on the left corner. Over to Blankenberg. Blankenberg got the right point. Lambert on the right side. Now it's over to number 13. Lambert takes a shot. That's blocked by Fadeev. Slaker takes a shot. That's off another body, up high into the air, stays in place. Slaker sending it over to the left boards. Lambert, he misses that one, and it'll go out of the zone. Another reset for Michigan. 17 seconds left in this penalty. York sending it over to Slaker on the left side. Slaker maintains control as 2 Ohio State players rushed him. York now with it by the goal line. Slaker takes a one-timer, and that goes off the right pad of Napier. And now it's behind the net in the near corner. York on the left boards, and now Ohio State returns to full strength. Number 27 for Michigan, Moyle sending it in front of the net. Could have been a great opportunity for number 12, Raby. He does not get the shot off in time, though, and now Ohio State will go into the Michigan zone. Ohio State sending into the near corner for Michigan. A power play opportunity wasted, and now Moyle coming up the right side as he gets into the zone, sending it over to Raby. Raby's not able to redirect it directly on net. It goes wide. Now Luce tries to keep it in the zone. Is unable to as Ohio State successfully clears. Man comes out of the net to play the puck a little bit. That's always dangerous. And now it's on the left side, left wing for Michigan as they have control of the puck. Van Wy gets rid of it. Over to Luce. Over to number 2. Moyle. Now the puck goes off of Moyle's stick and out of play. There'll be a stoppage with 8 minutes left in the game. In the period.
That was a pretty lackluster power play for the Wolverines. Didn't really get much set up there. A couple sloppy plays of their own forced the puck out of the zone. Made them have to reset. Not what they were hoping for out of that. It never is when you don't score. But we're still they're still in a 1-1 game right now, outshooting Ohio State. Shots 24 Michigan, 15 Ohio State, 8:02 left in the second period. So about halfway through the game, they just got to keep playing their game right now. They cannot back down.
Michigan, after going having 3 unanswered shots to begin the period for Ohio State, now it's 8 shots apiece. 8 shots apiece in the second period. We just had the Coca-Cola race, and finally, the Children of Yost get their Pepsi, as they write Pepsi on the whiteboard and pass it instead of a Coke bottle. The Children of Yost being quite vocal today, as with usual, at any game, honestly, but especially against Ohio State.
Right, like Alex was saying before, we arrived at about 6:30, and the Children of Yost was already filled up. General seats in Yost tonight are filled to the top of the arena as well, not something you always see. Interestingly enough, not much scarlet red in the stands.
There's 2.
There's only
3.
a couple. I would expect a lot more in a rivalry game.
Yeah, but Michigan State's closer. Now Ohio State wins the draw. Eggy on the left side loses it to Mike Postyav, but Ahok is able to take control as he goes behind the net. Ahok waiting for something to do. He chooses to go left. Nope, he stays behind the net. Chooses to go right. He successfully does this. He's chased out from behind by Mike Postyav. Nick Postyav steals it from him after help by Mike Postyav. But Ohio State maintains control. And now it's sent over into the near corner for Ohio State. That's sort of my blind spot. Now it comes out behind. Nick Postyav has control of it on the right boards for Michigan. He sends it over. And now Mike Postyav on the right side. He looks like he can take a shot. He does. It goes wide. Summers keeps it in the zone, just at the blue line on the left side. Sending over to Nick Postyav at the face-off circle. He's unable to keep control of the puck. Now it's back over to Postyav. And there's a whistle now. It looks like it was offsides. And now there will be a face-off. Is it an elbow? Oh, there's an elbowing. There's a penalty. Thank you for pointing that out.
I did not see that at
all. Fiddler, number 12 for Ohio State, is being sent off for elbowing. And now we have the penalties that I sort of expected to see when this game began.
Right. That's kind of just a stupid penalty that is usually taken out of aggression. And just wanting to get even with your opponent. But now Michigan has another chance on the power play. Really, really looking to get one here. Would give them a nice 1-goal lead.
Fiddler, never mind, as Ohio State wins the draw and clears it along the boards. It's on the right side for them, left side for Michigan. York will take control of it in the near corner behind Strauss-Mann. He takes it himself behind the net as he'll now try to skate upwards. He's got Hayhurst in front of him, but he elects to go backwards to Slaker. Over to Lockwood on the left side, back to Slaker as Slaker breaks the zone. Pass over to Blakenberg goes off the boards and gets to him. Now behind the net, Slaker has it. He's over to York on the left side. The pass goes off the stick of York, and it goes out of the zone. Michigan has to reset again. Preston now for Ohio State has the puck by himself. He's surrounded by all 5 Michigan players. He's just trying to kill time. A double hit from Blankenberg and Slaker to Preston, and now he falls down. York has control of the puck, going up, crossing the Big Ten logo. He's in neutral ice, passing backwards to Slaker, as he usually does. Slaker over to the right for Lockwood. Lockwood going through the faceoff circle. He takes a shot. That's a blocker saved by Napier. Ohio State gets away from Slaker as Slaker stands still, and now it's back to Ohio State control. Fadeev sending it over to Hine. Hine on the left side, trying to take a shot. He successfully does. It's a pad save by an outstretched Strauss man. And now Meyer on the right side for Ohio State takes control, backs into his own zone. Number 61 for Ohio State, sending it far, and it's gloved away by Strauss man. He didn't need to go for it. It was going wide, but he did. And now Ohio State has only 30 seconds left of this penalty to kill. It's on the right side for Michigan now. The pass attempted. Gets to Summers after a block. Beecher on the left side near the face-off circle, the circumference of it. Attempted clear by Ohio State, fails. Lambert has control of it in the near corner. Lambert over to Beecher, still in the near corner. Two Ohio State players there trying to play defense. They don't succeed as Mike Postyoff has control of the puck, sends it around the net, behind the net for Nick Postyoff. That pass failed, and a clear from Ohio State. 2 seconds left, and they are back to full strength. And the pass over towards the side to Nick Postyoff knocked away by number 19, Matthew Jennings, out of play.
Just another bad power play from the Wolverines. Again, didn't really set anything up there. No real chance at a goal. This is not the same team that was playing in the first period. They have a lot less energy and are playing with less aggression than they were last period. They really have to find those ways again, because Ohio State's a team that'll creep up on you like that.
Van Wy wins the draw against Westland. Now onto the left side by the red line. Luce sending it high, and that is out of play again. I guess that must have been deflected because that was so high in the air. There could not have been any way Luce took that shot on his own. Michigan only 17.6% on the power play compared to Ohio State's 25.7.
For those of you listening at home who don't know, that is pretty bad.
Yes. Van Wy lining up against Westland again. This time Ohio State wins it, but Moyle fights for it. Moyle takes control. He enters the zone. Moyle on the left side sends it around the boards. Van Wy is there, but unable to get there in time. Now Ohio State playing around their own boards from behind their net. It's underneath Martin. Martin gets it knocked away from him, and Eggy sends it over to Meyer on the right side. Meyer going, and he enters the zone. It's behind the net now. Mann has it, sending it back around the boards as Michigan will reset. Number 27, Moyle, sending it over to Raby on the left side. Raby enters the zone, but he loses control of the puck. Meyer takes control of it for Ohio State. He's on the right side. He had Luce to beat. Luce gets in front of him, though, and knocks away. Van Wy on the left side playing a lot towards us. Now towards Martin. Martin across the ice. A shot off the pads, and now another save by Napier. Slaker keeps it in, sending it over to behind the net where Moyle could not get to it. As number 7 for Ohio State, Eggy does. Slaker takes a shot. That goes wide. It was deflected away as he was taking the shot. And now in the far corner, Ohio State, Michigan battling for it is up, and away, and into the Michigan zone. Number 6 for Michigan sends it across down the left wing, and that'll be an icing. Face-off back to the Michigan side.
And the clock has been stopped at 4:24 for quite a while now, I just noticed.
Really?
I thought maybe time was going really slow, and then I realized it's just been like that for a minute or two. So we don't know how much time is actually left in the period, unless I'm hallucinating.
Hopefully the people scoreboarding downstairs know how much time is left, and also the refs, and we'll see. Lambert now lining up against Lazinski. Lambert loses that face-off. Miller trying to keep it in the zone. He successfully does. It's now in the near corner on Strauss-Mann's right. There's some battling for it. I will tell you what happens when I can see. And now it is back into Ohio State territory, Ohio State possession. 2 shots almost got off, both of them whiffs, and then knocked away by Pearson from Michigan. That was an offensive opportunity for Ohio State, squandered. Lazinski on the left side, he tries to send a pass through the center. No one's able to get to it. And now Singleton keeps it in the zone. His attempt at a get offensive opportunity almost knocked away by Michigan, but Lazinski takes it back. And now a shot in front. Looks like it was going to be a pass for Singleton. Singleton was unable to get to it. Michigan can't clear again, keeps the pressure on. The clock is working. Again, Lazinski spinning around, keeping away from Pearson. Lazinski going behind the net. He tries to pass to Singleton. Singleton can't get to it again. And now it's coming. Slaker has the puck on the left side. So it's almost a pass almost to Moyle. Scores, but he does not score. He almost scores. I'm getting a little tongue-tied. And now it looks like there's a stoppage for potentially a penalty. And number 25 for Michigan is being sent off. Nope, he's not.
I'm not quite sure with this. Oh,
He
yes,
is?
he is.
He is.
Well, what's that call? I don't know what that
I could not
signal
hear.
is.
There's
This?
hooking.
Oh, hooking. What a pass from Slaker across to, I believe that was Moyle,
That was.
who almost scored, had it on the doorstep. Tommy Napier getting over to make probably the best save of the game so far for either team. Really unfortunate with Luke Morgan taking that penalty. I didn't quite see it, but Michigan is not great on the penalty kill, and they cannot afford to give up a goal right now and be down.
I believe the statistic
second
is the penalty kill for Michigan is 84.9%. Better than Ohio State's. So that's decent.
It is decent. Not as bad as I had thought originally. I guess I have some old numbers in my head right now, but
It's always surprising to see your team do well.
yeah. So it's weird to when you look down at your team and they're not in like the bottom half of the stats or the standings.
Yeah. I mean, in Detroit, that's all the time here. But
and the select New York teams.
yes.
Wink, wink. The
The
ones
Mets.
I root for.
Yep.
The Mets,
Knicks.
Jets, Knicks.
Yep, all of them. The Rangers too. Rangers playing the Red Wings today in Madison Square Garden. It was 0-0 last time I checked, but that was about 20 minutes ago. Looks like Lambert will now take the face-off against Ronnie Hine, the captain for Ohio State. Ohio State wins. Eggy at the Big Ten logo, sending it to the left side, back over to Eggy on the right. Eggy sending it over to the left, and a shot blockered away by Strauss-Mann. Number 40 for Ohio State, Hine, the captain, has it behind the net. He sends it over to the left side. Meyer looking like he was going to take a shot. He did not. He chose not to. Eggy on the right. Eggy passing forwards. A shot pass cross crease. Unable to get to it was Hine. And now Michigan almost gets a clear as Meyer loses control of the puck. And they do successfully get a clear. Napier coming out of the net to play it. He's waiting as number 5 for Ohio State. Meyer has control of it behind his net. He elects to go to the left side. A drop pass or a whiff, one of the two. He might have played it off looking cool. And now Gabriel on the right wing for Ohio State coming. He chooses to spin around, pass it over to Preston, who was about a third of the ice back. Preston getting some good moves around, avoiding all 3 Michigan players. And now Gabriel at the right point. He takes a shot. That's blockered away by Strauss-Mann after an odd deflection from Blakenberg. And that goes into the netting out of play. 2 minutes, 18 seconds remain.
And halfway through this penalty kill, the Wolverines have stood strong thus far. Obviously, still a minute to go. Anything can happen in a matter of seconds, but this would be a big statement if the Wolverines could kill this one off.
I'm not going to lie, I forgot it was a penalty. That's how good they were playing. Now on the right side, Lazinski taking the face-off against, I think, number 91, Nick Postyav. Yes, that is. And a Michigan win sends it into the corner. It's sent around the nets, took a weird bounce from the behind the net, and it's crashing the net, and Mann is able to get his glove over it. No one was able to take a shot.
Surprised there wasn't more of a scrum after that one.
I don't think anyone knew where the puck was. I didn't know where the puck was. But the band are playing their appreciation song for Strauss-Mann.
Strauss-Mann having a spectacular season. His record doesn't quite show it, sitting at 10-10-3, but he has a .937 save percentage. And as a sophomore...
937. Wow.
Yeah.
Jeez. That's really good.
Impressive as a sophomore as well.
Yeah. Gabriel, the Ohio State wins that draw. Gabriel now on the right point, sends it over to the left. Looking for something to do on the power play. Nick Postyav knocks down, and that's a penalty. That looks like it's going to be tripping, and it will be 4-on-4 hockey for a little while. That penalty was on, I'm unsure, I want to say Preston, potentially, but that was definitely tripping against the Nick Postyav. That's number 29 being sent off. Again, Gustav Westland, his second penalty this game.
So now the Wolverines do get another chance They will have a power play for 1 minute and 16 seconds. I don't know if my math is right. I'm pretty bad at it. And it will be 4-on-4 hockey for 44 seconds. A lot of open ice, a lot of opportunities to make for breakaways and odd man rushes.
The NHL switched to 3-on-3 overtime to try to get more ice and more speed in the game. We're going to see a little bit more of that here with 4-on-4. If there are no more penalties in this period, Ohio State will have 2 seconds of even strength time before the period ends. Lambert lining up against number 40, Captain Ronnie Hine for Ohio State. The face-off is to Napier's left. Michigan wins that draw, and now York doesn't take a shot. He looks like he was going to, and he takes a shot and scores! A 4-on-4 goal as York breaks this game open. It's now 2-1.
Huge, huge, huge goal for the Michigan Wolverines. Everyone's confidence in Yost was dwindling. Ohio State was looking to just be on the doorstep, creeping up on them, and to put in a goal right now and take the lead with 1:57 left in the second period is a huge statement by Michigan.
York had a great fake shot. Faked out most of the Ohio State team. They took to the left side. York was all alone on his left wing. Ohio State went to their left side. And York took the shot and got past the outstretched pad of Napier. And now it's still 4-on-4 hockey. How much must Westland be kicking himself for taking that penalty? It's been 5 seconds.
Feel pretty dumb right now.
Van Wy against Lazinski. In the face-off, Van Wy ties him up, but Ohio State takes control as number 5. Meyer is able to take it away from that little scrum. He breaks the zone, but it's taken away by Van Wy pretty quickly. Raby going onto the left side. Raby's passing it down to himself with his hand, but Ohio State takes control. Lazinski sending it over towards the near corner, and now there's a skirmish for it, and the play is dead. Will it be another penalty? The answer is yes, as now number 2, assistant captain for Michigan, will be sent off. That is Martin.
And that is disappointing is what it is. To get such a good break like that, score, go up 2-1, and then give a chance right back to Ohio State. A dangerous team is not something that they want to do here with only 1:36 left in the second period.
Excuse me again. That was 2 minutes for tripping. That penalty will carry over unless power play goal scored into the third period. 18 seconds remain on the first penalty taken by Michigan. 1:34 remain on Ohio State's. The face-off now to Strauss-Mann's left. Van Wy against Lazinski. The puck is dropped. Ohio State wins. It's now 4-on-3. Meyer sending it over. He looks like he's going to take a shot. He chooses to go around the net instead. Sends it over to the corner. Gabriel now at the Big Ten logo back into the corner with number 9. That's number 9 going over towards the right side. Miller back to Lazinski. And now it's 4-on-4 hockey. Lazinski's shot is blocked. Now Morgan got a breakaway chance. He's looking for it. He fakes him out, but they're bad save in the butterfly position for Napier, and then he gets his glove over it as number 17 for Michigan, Beecher, was trying to come around and take the rebound. Man, Napier looks like a spider on that play.
Yeah, wonderful save by Tommy Napier, and even better to cover with his glove after, so not to allow a rebound to Michigan. Would have been a great break for the Wolverines to get, but it would not be, and now they will have a face-off in Ohio State zone.
It's 4-on-4 hockey. Fun fact, last time it was 4-on-4, Michigan scored.
Yes, that is true. I was there for it.
Yeah, as was I. Hine against Lockwood now, facing off to Napier's left. A tie-up again, a lot of tie-ups, and now Eggy comes to the aid of his team and gets control of it, but behind the net, he loses it to Beecher. York taking a shot. York looks like Lockwood trying to get a deflection, but he deflects it the wrong way, out of play. And now there will be another face-off. 56.6 seconds remain. 120 on Michigan's penalty, 54 on Ohio State's.
Well, the Buckeyes will start the third period with a man advantage for some time, about a minute, no?
I would call that 24 seconds.
Right.
If my mental math is right. Beecher against Lazinski for the face-off.
Yep.
Lazinski, sorry to cut you off there. Lazinski wins now. Eggy in the corner over to Ahawk behind his net. Ahawk looking to send it up the left side. He chooses to go back instead. Didn't like what he saw. He's trying to gain control, and now he takes a long pass over to Lazinski on the right side. Lazinski has Blakenberg to beat. Lazinski trying to send a pass over to Preston. If Preston would have got a stick on it, this would have been a 2-2 game, but instead he misses. Lockwood going up the right side. Lockwood trying to get past Ahawk, sending it into the corner. Lockwood falls to his knees, and now Ahawk is getting control of it. Now it's 2 players for each side trying to not get the puck iced. Ohio State comes back with it. Eggy over to Lazinski on the right side. Lazinski crossing center ice. Lazinski into the zone. Now it's in the near corner. Preston has it for Ohio State at the right point. Back to Eggy at the Big Ten logo. Eggy looks like he was going to shoot. Didn't like Summers' body in front, so he didn't take the shot. Eggy going to the right side. That's off the stick of Summers and sent out of play.
And with 6 seconds left in this second period, you figure Michigan wants to just go to the locker room with this 1-goal lead. Ohio State can maybe get something going if they win the faceoff. But if Michigan wins the faceoff, they will surely just skate around with the puck until time expires.
I wouldn't be surprised to see another tie up here on the faceoff. Kill the time, 3 seconds, 4 seconds. Don't give Ohio State anything to do. Excuse me again. Now it looks like Nick Postyav against Hine. Another faceoff for Postyav. He's been decent at them so far. A tie-up, like I said. And now Pearson's behind the net. They're trying to skate out the puck. The time. A shot from behind the net by Meyer. And that will not go in off the right pad of Strauss-Mann. And Michigan will take the lead 2-1 into the third period.
Here's another stat for you. The Wolverines are 10-3 this season when they're leading after 2 periods. So that's
good.
Yep, that's definitely a good stat. Offsets the power play stat from before.
We've been winning in the beginning of the third period 13 times.
And yet we have 10 wins.
Jeez. Wait, can you say that again? Was it 10-13? 10-3, I mean?
Michigan is 10-3 when they are leading after 2 periods.
So there have been no third period comebacks, if my math is correct. Because 10 wins on the season and 10 wins were leading in the... Yes, okay. There were no third period comebacks for Michigan.
Correct. Not yes.
And
okay. So that is a good sign going into the third period.
I'm tired. I know you're tired. You've been on there for two periods. So we're going to go off for about 15 minutes. We'll see you when the third period starts with Alex Drain back on play-by-play.
Welcome back now to the third period of action between Michigan and Ohio State here at Yost Ice Arena. A Big Ten hockey clash here on a Friday night. I'm Alex Drain, now joined by Joshua Tenzer for the third period. Wolverines lead 2-1 after 2 periods. They took a 2-1 lead late in that second on a seeing eye shot from Cam York in a 4-on-4. But really the story of that second period, all the penalties.
That's 16 minutes in penalties assessed there in the second period. Of course, 15 and a half actually played out. 24 seconds remain on the last penalty for Michigan into the third period. I would not be surprised if we see maybe 8 more penalties this period, or more if the game gets out of hand. Some fighting may also occur.
Yep.
There looks like a couple of skirmishes behind the Ohio State's net, especially when Nick Postuyov tried to get the puck out of the glove of Napier.
Yep, you look at that period, Ohio State drew even. It was Carson Meyer from Ronnie Hine and Gordy Meyer that was able to get that goal. It was really just a bad bounce. Michigan got out of position, and it was a sort of a 2-on-1 type thing in a power play where it was in the offensive zone, and Meyer was skating in. He was actually looking to pass across to the man on the back door, and Griffin Luce did what he was supposed to do, got low, cut off the angle, but it deflected off his stick and into the net. That tied it at 1, and then York from Lambert right off a face-off draw. York skated to his left around the offensive end and let a shot go that found its way into the back of the net, and that's how we are at 2-1. As you mentioned, Michigan will start on the penalty kill for 24 more seconds to a tripping infraction assessed to Luke Martin there in the later stages of the second period. No penalties in the first, 8 in the second. We'll see what this third period has. It's been a physical game. Michigan has seemed like the better team so far. They lead 2-1 and lead the shot total 30-20. Michigan this season 10-3 when they lead after 2 periods, but those 3 losses, all pretty big games that Michigan feels like they should have had. One of them against Ohio State in Columbus back in November. Another one here at Yost against MSU in November, and the third being the GLI title game in Detroit on New Year's Eve. So those are some games Michigan would like to have back. They need to close this one out here tonight to get a big 3 points in the conference against the nation's number 11 team. And, of course, Hate Week adds to it.
Looking over before the period starts into the NHL, ex-Michigan alum Dylan Larkin assisted a goal.
Yep, Robbie Fabry scored for the Red Wings. It was 4-1 Rangers when I last checked. Off the draw, Michigan wins it, clears it down. That kills off about 10 seconds of the remaining power play, so Ohio State will get maybe one more rush as they carry it in the offensive end, already down to 8 seconds remaining in the power play. Pinned in the corner is Quinn Preston, now out to the point. A shot through traffic. Gabriel had it turned aside, and clearing it down was Blankenberger. Rather, it went right to Luke Martin, who was getting out of the box. Now a turnover. Lisinski brings it on in. Man comes out to play it. He bounces it with the paddle along the boards. Raby lets it go through his legs. Van Wy picks it up. He's off to the races trying to get around Ahak. Couldn't quite do so. Gets down below the net, and a potential wraparound try for Van Wy. Couldn't do so. He fell down behind. No call comes. Children of Yost watching right in front of their eyes wanted a tripping call. I think they got it right, though, in not going up with the right hand. It was the referee looking right at it. Ohio State stands behind their own net and gets the troops set up. Long stretch pass to Tate Singleton. Brings it in the offensive end and then quickly turned away. Luke Morgan banks it down the other direction under 19 minutes to go in the game. Luke Morgan goes down after it. He gets brought down hard. 4 Buckeyes in the corner, just Morgan. Now he finally gets some help from Jake Slaker. Rattles around down behind, and now potential giveaway. Morgan falls down again. Some really tough play there from Luke Morgan, throwing the body around. Tate Singleton skates out with it for Ohio State, but his attempt at a dump and chase was easily pushed aside. Summers caught it with his hand and now throws it on ahead. Michigan will get a change as they push it into the offensive end. Granowitz holds down the fort as they get 4 new skaters onto the ice. Ohio State carries it out the other direction. Singleton comes up and he is dumped by Cam York. And now
it's for cross-checking.
Yeah, I think they're going to get him for maybe interference. The referee, looking right at it, did not decide to call a penalty, and instead it's going to be the official far away that makes the call, and you can really tell that the referees are
interference. Yep.
And you can really tell the referees are clamping down on all attempted physicality in this game. I don't like that. I mean, I don't know.
I would say with a rivalry game this intense, you just got to let them play.
Yeah, my instinct there is to let them play. The puck had just gotten past and so I can see the case for interference there. York being physical, but Michigan's going to need to pull back a little bit now with the way this game is being called after 8 penalties in the second period. Referees were talking to Steve Rolick there on the Ohio State bench about something. Regardless, it'll be a 2-minute power play for this very good Ohio State power play unit, firing at 25.7% entering tonight, and they've been very good over the last little stretch as well. They're 8th in the country with that percentage entering this game, and they'll get a full 2 minutes. They already had a power play goal earlier in the second period, down 2-1, but a chance to tie it. Gustav Westland centering pass turned aside. Pasajov gets it up for Van Wy. Van Wy goes off to chase it. Couldn't get it past Gabriel, but that kills off 20 seconds right there. Westland leads the team in goals, will skate down behind his own net, hands it on off. Grant Gabriel, the defenseman, comes up with it through the neutral zone, lays it behind to Quinn Preston. His pass across to Westland was behind him. Miller has to come back and pick it up. Now Ohio State already 35 seconds gone in this power play. They haven't really had anything yet. Gabriel sends it deep, rattles around the boards, now out to the top. Battle for along the corner. Lasinski was to it. Michigan is right there. They send it on down. And now already 50 seconds gone. Napier throws it all the way up to Gustav Westland in on sides. Martin shuts him off well, though, into the corner. Summers to Hayhurst, and he clears it on down. That one will go right to Napier. He doesn't really come out to play it with the paddle. Instead, we'll just leave it behind. Ohio State will get set up once more. 55 seconds remaining in the man advantage. Approaching 3 minutes remaining, or 3 minutes gone, rather, in the third period. Martin banks it off the boards along the side. Raby there, trying to dig it free. Luke Martin. Martin tried to clear, pinballed to the middle, and then scooped up confidently. Hayhurst flips it into the air and all the way back down the ice. 30 seconds remaining in the Ohio State power play. Michigan has done a marvelous job so far. It was in the final 10 seconds, though, that Ohio State scored their earlier power play goal. Michigan's got to make it full through 2 minutes this time around. Gordy Meyer pinned up against the boards. Carson Meyer, who scored the goal, picks it up. He throws it out, and a chance across. A shot whistles high and over top. Rattles around the boards all the way back down. Gordy Meyer across to Wyatt Egge was the one who took that shot that whistled over top of Strauss-Mann. 5 seconds remaining in the period. 16:15 to go in the contest. Gordy Meyer skates in with it. Michigan back to full strength. Meyer banks it off the side of the cage, now down behind. Fadiev had it, lost it. Blankenberg gets it back. Now he's pinned up against the boards. Flips it along there to Cam York. Tries to shove it by. Now down low. Got O'Connell watching Fadiev get pinned up with Blankenberg. Lockwood digs it free, and he will send it across towards Beecher, but Michigan, most importantly, gets their men back. They're at full strength. Ohio State, 0 shots on that power play. Very poor performance from a great unit. Now Lockwood carries it in. He comes in, takes a toe drag, and his shot never really got away. And Will Lockwood there probably should have passed it across. He had a 3-on-2 with numbers, but Lockwood always not exactly a guy that's a pass-first player, and Michigan not able to convert on that opportunity. Now it rattles around. Ohio State continues to play as we've had almost now about 4 minutes of continuous action. Summers flips it up in the air, banks it off the boards and back into the neutral zone. Ohio State will look to get set up. Gordy Meyer through the middle, past the big Block M logo. Now skates back the other way, and he'll leave it back to Grant Gabriel, who stands in his own end. Gabriel skates back towards the circles, now across the defensive zone to Gordy Meyer. Meyer past the blue line, center line, and the offensive zone. Puck up there along the boards. Nice hard check from Keaton Pearson, gets it free, and Michigan is able to bring it out. They've got another potential 3-on-2, but good back checking from Ohio State. They bring it in. Pasajov, a shot. Oh, and a big rebound there off the pads. And Pasajov tries to bank it off the sides. Michael takes a shot. It's still free, bouncing around in front of the net. Getting dumped behind the play. Is a penalty call coming? No, it is not. Ohio State will continue to play with it. Children of Yost wanted a potential call. Now Pasajov banks it off the boards looking for brother Mike, and Mike is going to get around his man. Now he's brought down. That's going to finally be a penalty. And with 14:20 to go in period 3, Michigan will go to the power play with a 2-1 lead.
It has been 5.5 minutes into this period, and we've had 2 penalties so far. We are on track for another 8.
Yeah, you called it there in the period lead, and we'll go to a commercial timeout. The interesting thing so far about these first 5.5 minutes, Ohio State still no shots in this period.
Michigan has had, besides being on the penalty kill, have looked fantastic, including the penalty kill, actually. I could barely tell that that was a penalty except for the fact that there were no icings involved.
Right.
There were 4 clears, I think, there. Well, great defense played by Michigan on the penalty kill. And now
you look at this Michigan team, 84.9% on the penalty kill this season. That's been a big area of improvement under penalty kill coach Chris Mayotte, who they brought in from Providence. He's done a great job with that unit this season. They come up big here in the third period.
Speaking of Dylan Larkin a little bit earlier, it looks like Detroit might be mounting a comeback. It was originally 4-0 at the beginning of the third period against the Red Wings. Now it's 4-2.
4-2. Well, I wouldn't get my hopes up about a potential comeback, but Michigan will have a power play here out of the timeout. It'll be Jacob Hayhurst to do the draw for the Wolverines. Hayhurst, Slaker, Blankenberg, York, and Lockwood out there for Michigan. 3 senior forwards and a couple of underclassmen defenders. Hayhurst will do the draw up against Tanner Lasinski. Referee worried about the skates of the 2 centermen. And now the face-off kind of goes straight down, and Lockwood with a chance, immediately pushing it towards the net, but Michigan will be able to set up in the offensive zone. Blankenberg's a shot from the slot. A really nice chance, and it was pushed aside by Napier with traffic in front. Now Blankenberg again skates around. They got Slaker at the right circle, Blankenberg at the top, York at the left circle. Maybe they're going to try to get Slaker free. They'll set it up to him. Didn't quite get an opportunity for a one-time pass, though. Nice pass across and a shot by York. I'm not sure if Napier got a piece of it, but went high and over top. Now Lasinski to it. He'll carry it out. A couple good looks there from the Wolverines. Shorthanded opportunity now for Tanner Lasinski. And Quinn Preston picks it up. Preston backhands it back down. Ohio State will get to really control the puck on the penalty kill here. 45 seconds gone in the Michigan power play. Gordy Meyer sends it down the length of the ice. Strauss man over to Jack Summers. This penalty kill for Ohio State, 82.7%. Not as good as it was when they were number 1 in the country a couple years ago. Still pretty solid. Steve Rollick's team's always good on the special teams. Mike Passageov stands at the right point as Michigan finally gets it back in the offensive zone and gets things set up. He sends it down low. They try to get it through the slot to Beecher. Now to Summers at the top, across to Mike Passageov. Back to Summers. Down low, they'll get it right back to him. He's at the left point. He's had the puck a lot. To Mike Passageov there, sends it down low. They got Beecher in the middle. Passageov to Beecher there. He fanned on it for a second. Now back across. Beecher with it. Skates towards the circle. Now he'll circle around behind the net. Now right there, and a shot high and over top the net, and it'll rattle back down and out of the zone. Decent look there for Michigan. They held the puck for a long time, and the shot they got wasn't the best. But this has been a pretty solid-looking power play overall. Lambert skates up with it. He comes into the offensive zone furiously. Skates down into the corner, backhands it to Martin at the top. 5 seconds remaining in the power play. Shot went wide of the net. Now into the corner. Ohio State knows that they'll just try to pin it there. They get their man out of the box. Lambert down behind, lost it to Austin Pooley. Pooley will clear it on out. McCormick there lays it behind. Hard hit from Passageov. No penalty coming. Moyle goes in after it in the offensive zone. Moyle gets there first. And we'll have an opportunity to set things up for Michigan. Nice pass through the zone to Martin at the top. Down low, Moyle circles around. Now they get it to him, and he takes a shot from the slot that was not able to get through. Held in at the point, and a shot deflects off a skate. Van Wyde chases down behind the net. Wyatt Egge there. Rattles around the boards. 11:40 remaining. Moyle couldn't hold it in, and both teams will get things set back up in the neutral zone. Martin flips it on down. 11:35 to go in the contest. 2-1 Michigan on top. They lead the shot column 3-0 in this period. It's been a lot of play, not a ton of physical shots on goal, as Ohio State's going to ice it, and Michigan will get an offensive zone draw. 11:23 to go in the game.
Despite the no shots on goal there in that power play, Michigan still had the time of the percentage, the Lions' share of puck possession.
Yep.
That was a very impressive power play by them, regardless of the fact that every shot they took went either high or wide. Also, that penalty was Sam McCormick. I think that might be the first time his name has been uttered on this broadcast.
Yeah, McCormick hasn't seen a lot of ice time tonight. That fourth line hasn't played a ton. Leslie, McCormick, and there's a shot right off the draw taken by Luke Morgan right in on Tommy Napier, and Napier was able to push it aside, but Michigan peppering him right there. They're already higher than their shots on goal per game average, and we've got 11 minutes still to play. Luke Morgan tips it on in, goes wide of the netminder Napier, banked around the boards. Now it pinballs into the middle, whacked still down low. Ohio State with it, and now it's picked up. Camille Sadlocha will skate around with it, tries to get around. Pearson throws it in on net, and able to put the glove down with Straussman not a really good chance, but you always get the danger of the bounces there in the crease.
It was almost an unlucky bounce there. A couple of Ohio State players were rushing the net trying to take out the garbage to get in the rebound, as my dad would say. But luckily Strauss-Mann was able to get his glove over it. Some good solid goaltending. Something Strauss-Mann does efficiently and very well is trap the puck with his glove. Almost every time he gets a solid save, he'll try to glove it, force a face-off. Michigan's improved on the face-off significantly since the beginning of the season.
Tanner Lasinski to do the draw against Johnny Beecher here in the Michigan defensive end to Strauss-Mann's right. And then Lasinski takes a shot after he was kind of just tied up among a bunch of bodies. Now Beecher skates through traffic, and he'll bring it out the other way. You can see the speed of Johnny Beecher there going through the middle. Getting dumped behind the play was Will Lockwood. Didn't look terribly intentional. Crowd wanted potential interference call. 10.5 minutes remaining in the game. Now along the boards, Luke Martin with a nice pinch up to keep it in the offensive zone for Michigan. Dakota Raby, the 13th forward tonight, he skates hard into the corner. Nice physical check. Will Lockwood has it down low. Now Ohio State takes it away. They can't quite clear it out. A shot goes high and over top of Napier. Rattles around. Martin pinches up again. He's been a bit more aggressive tonight than in most games for the stay-at-home senior defenseman. York puts it back in the Ohio State end, allows Michigan to change, but so do the Buckeyes. Halfway gone in the third period. Michigan 10 minutes from the finish line right now. Now Gustav Westland skates in the offensive zone. Carson Meyer pushes it away. Leighton Ahak just inside the blue line, and we have a delayed call. It's going to be a penalty on Michigan. I did not see what it was, and a man goes down after the play. Ohio State will take another power play as the rate of infractions has accelerated here in the third period.
I believe that was actually just the third penalty so far.
Yeah.
In this period, which is still a lot by any period standards, but especially compared to something along the lines of four straight penalties within 5 minutes.
Yeah.
For my hand rested on the computer. I almost ended the stream. That was terrifying. Sorry about that. So, as opposed to the 4 straight penalties within 5 minutes at the end of the second period, we have seen some slowing down of the action. The referees have been letting some things go slide. The Children of Yost not happy about the sudden shifting of perceptions about what's a penalty, what's not a penalty by the referees. All the way back earlier in the period, towards the very beginning, Van Wy looked like he got tripped. The Children of Yost really wanted to call. What actually happened was that he stepped on the netting itself and fell down. The Children of Yost, not exactly the best referees.
Yeah, you can say that.
But you got to admire their chutzpah as they continue to yell, even in the worst of situations. Michigan, I think they really took that loss to the U.S. national team, that exhibition game last week, to heart, and they have played a much better game. So far, anything out of the unusual coming into this last 10 minutes barred, this has been the most complete game that the Michigan team has played. At least all of the ones I've seen this season.
Well, Michigan won 4 straight on the road before returning to Yost here tonight for a Big Ten game, but they're going to have to kill off 2 more minutes of power play time. Pasajov wins that draw back, and Michigan's able to clear it right away. Face-off draw wins were big, and they killed off a penalty earlier in this period. Long stretch pass from Napier to Westland evades the stick of the Swede, and Michigan will able to clear it all the way back down right again. That's 20 seconds gone right there, and Ohio State will set things back up. Grant Gabriel skates through the middle with it. We've talked about how dangerous this Ohio State power play unit is. They have 1 strike tonight. That's their lone goal in the game. Trying to get another one to equalize it, but Garrett Van Wy pushes it out of the defensive end right there. Quinn Preston hit hard from behind. Westland skates through the middle with it. 40 seconds gone in the man advantage. Westland through the middle. Miller with it on the left wing side. He's centering pass. Gabriel shot. He scores. Ohio State set it up perfectly, and this game is tied with 8:58 to go in the third period.
Something you don't see a lot happens towards the back of that play, actually. Martin got knocked down hard by Westland. You don't see Martin getting knocked down on too many times. And also Martin got really pinned between the legs as he was trying to get up the Westland. Taking Martin out of the play, whether intentional or not, I'm not going to say. But it was a very smart move, or lucky move, depending on what you think the intentions behind the action were.
So 8:58 to go in the game, and you sit here for Michigan. They've now ceded 2 power play goals, and it's just simply been they have not been clean enough here tonight. Have taken too many penalties, 6 penalties now taken by Michigan in this game, and that last one coming at a pretty crucial time. They cede a power play goal to tie it at 2. Wolverines have dictated play at 5-on-5, but they're going to need to come up with one more goal here tonight to win this game in a 2-2 tie under 9 minutes to go. Grant Gabriel gets credit for the goal. Ohio State carries it in offsides. 8:50 remaining in the contest. Shots 36-23 in favor of Michigan.
I don't believe Mel Pearson's called his timeout. If I were him, I personally would have called that timeout after that power play goal. Get the team to calm down, stop taking so many penalties.
There's a case for it there. A lot of times it is saved for late game icing situations where they need a little bit of a break for tired skaters. Nick Blankenberg skates around with it, got hit from behind by Fadiev and was slowed down. Now Wyatt Egge brings it across center ice, sets it on down into the Michigan end. He was not across the midline when he did it, and so it'll be an icing will come all the way back down into the Ohio State end.
8.5 minutes remain in this game. Now we're tied at 2. Michigan hasn't seen any shots on goal since before the power play happened. Well, at least shots on goal that mattered. We're tied, and I kind of don't see this going to overtime.
Yeah, you do think that somebody's going to strike just the way the game has gone, but two really good netminders in the creases tonight, and that'll be a factor. There's a shot right off a draw into the glove of Napier. 8:30 to go in period 3.
Can you remind me how NCAA overtime works?
NCAA overtime, you'll get 5 minutes after the 60-minute regulation. Those 5 minutes are sudden death, and if anyone scores, they get credit for a full regulation win. And then after the 5 minutes, it becomes a tie by NCAA standards, but the Big Ten plays 5 minutes of 3-on-3. So you play up to 70 minutes, and if it's still tied, then the Big Ten mandates a shootout after that for standings purposes only. That puck went out of play right off the draw. They'll do it again. 8:25 remaining in the contest. Michigan out shooting Ohio State by a number of 14 shots. Looks like Slaker to do the draw against Ronnie Hine. That's to Napier's right. And not able to win it was Slaker, but he's the first one to it in the corner. Got tied up there by Leighton Ahak. Now it bounces around the boards kind of behind. Morgan went after it, and Pooley had it. Now turned back aside. Keaton Pearson sends it deep. Wyatt Egge after it. 8:05 to go in the game. Up to Ahak. Skates through the middle. Gets it up to Ronnie Hine. Backhand to Pooley. Pearson goes in after it. Down behind the play. Pooley there banging along the boards. Picked it out of trouble. O'Connell across. Ahak's shot fanned on it. And it bounces harmlessly to the side of Strauss-Mann. Summers had pushed it aside. Now it goes back out to the top. Couldn't quite get it out. Now O'Connell skates in. He's got a man to the side of the net. Slows it down. Miller a shot. And just getting a piece with Strauss-Mann. A really nice save on a grade A scoring chance. Quinn Preston comes in with it. Bounces around. Slaker there. He flips it up into the air. Back out into the neutral zone. That's not going to go far enough for an icing. And Luke Morgan goes skating right through the middle. And he almost beats Matt Miller down there. Now puck picked up there by Beecher. Morgan quickly to it. Down low to Beecher. Skates around behind the net. He's going to center it into the middle. Cam York skates down by the red line. Now he'll leave it over to Beecher. Now out to the top. Luke Martin down. Looks like Lockwood. He's going to try to tuck it in on the side of the net. Ran out of real estate and pushed aside by Napier. Ohio State skates out with it. They throw it back down. Michigan dictated that last minute of play, and the Buckeyes just trying to get back on their toes. Gordy Meyer with it. Passes it across. Now to Tate Singleton. He comes in onside. Singleton's shot goes high and over top the net. Hayhurst around to it. Now Will Lockwood there. Lockwood pokes it past Grant Gabriel. Hayhurst in after it. No icing. Michigan gets a wholesale change. Tanner Lasinski across to Gordy Meyer, and Blankenberg a nice job to cut that pass off. Gordy Meyer plays it back to Grant Gabriel. Gabriel scored the game-tying goal about 6 minutes ago, and we have just about 6 minutes remaining in this third period now. Michigan 2, Ohio State 2 in this huge Big Ten matchup. Gustav Westland skates through the middle. Westland backhand pass across to Tate Singleton. Bounced off the boards. Westland down behind. Picked up by Carson Meyer. Meyer to Leighton Ahak. and it's picked up there by Nolan Moyle. Out they'll come the other way. Dakota Raby with it. Raby brings it on in, throws it down low towards the net. Moyle, and they grab it to the side. Puck bouncing around. No one knew where it was. Van Wy tried to poke it there. 5:35 to go. Across to Ahak, not there. Blankenberg bounces around, now banked off the boards again. Van Wy skates past the referee, lays it down low. Jack Becker's going to be the first one there. He got around his man, and he's pinned up against the boards by Jaden Leslie. Passagov down low with Becker. 3 Buckeyes, 2 Wolverines. Everyone banging away, and Becker was quickly to it. Passagov throws it to the middle, and a shot is turned aside. Nick Passagov let one go, and it was blocked by a couple defenders in front of the net. Summers hands it off to Passagov. Cross-ice pass, Becker, right wing side. Throws it in the offensive end, and it bounces off the pads of Napier. That'll be his 36th save of the night. 39 shots now officially. They'll upgrade it to his 37th save under 5 minutes remaining in the game. 2-2 Michigan and Ohio State. That one rattles around the Michigan offensive end. Wolverines have to get back on sides, though. 4:40 remaining. Matthew Jennings skates in the offensive end, just throws it harmlessly in on man. Martin backhands it across to York. York flips it up in the air looking for Luke Morgan, and Morgan is able to get past O'Connell, who made a weird play for that one. Morgan took a shot high and rising, blocker to side by Straussman, sent down behind O'Connell after it along the boards. Matt Miller there, along with Ronnie Hine, sent up to the top. Michigan still controls. York takes a shot through traffic, blocked by Hine, and then picked up. Lisinski skates with it. 4 minutes remaining in the game. Tanner Lisinski brings it on in. Pooley takes a shot, blocked aside by Luke Martin. Can't get it out. Miller takes that one, and it's blocked. Lua Lockwood is off to the races. He's going to try to skate around his men, leaves it behind. Slaker takes a shot. That one blocked. Rebound, and they almost were able to put it in. A shot from a bad angle. Lockwood wrap around, and it's in! Michigan scores! 3:43 to go in period 3. And the Wolverines have taken a 3-2 lead. Will Lockwood and Jake Slaker were down there, and I believe it's Lockwood, the team captain, who's going to get credit for this goal.
Offensive opportunity after offensive opportunity after offensive opportunity after offensive opportunity. 4 chances there for Michigan to get something going on that. From 37 shots to 41 shots on goal. An interesting fact about shots on goal and Lockwood, that almost wraparound that he ran out of real estate for, did not get a shot on goal credited to his name for that.
Yeah.
That was actually now upgraded to 5 shots on goal on that offensive opportunity for Michigan. And it finally went through. You had to think something like that was going to happen with Lockwood and going down there.
Yeah, it was
such a good player.
2-on-2 rush there for Lockwood and Slaker. And Lockwood had left it behind. Slaker took a shot. They had 2 or 3 chances to the side of the net. Then it bounced around behind. Lockwood wrapped it around. It looked like Napier had the post covered pretty well, but he's able to fit it through. Michigan leads 3-2. 3:30 to go in the game. Van Wy across Moyle, and a chance. Michigan trying to put this game on ice right away. Napier going to put the glove down. 3:24 to go in the contest. Michigan is going to have to fend off one more opportunity for Ohio State with the man advantage once they pull the goalie. The Wolverines will try to stop that from happening for as long as they can.
I think looked like number 27 for Michigan.
Yeah.
I think he wanted to try to take up fencing as a sport.
Yeah, and we take a look at the replay again. Slaker took a shot. Lockwood then was in front of the net, banging away. It went off to the side. He took a bad angle shot, went down behind the net. Lockwood picks it up there and then decides to wrap it around. Matt Miller had no idea where it was. Lockwood wraps it around, and it sure looked like Gordy Meyer had that post covered, and instead, neither Napier nor Gordy Meyer could close that right post off, as Lockwood finding some way to slip it underneath the pads. And now 3 minutes and 24 seconds is all that remains in this game, and Michigan can smell the finish line, trying to claim a big, big Friday night win.
I wouldn't get too excited if I were the bench.
Yeah.
After Lockwood scored, all the bench hugged each other. It was wonderful. There's still 3.5 minutes left in this hockey game.
Yep. And certainly when Ohio State is able to get that man advantage after they yank Napier, that's when you see that dangerous power play go to work for Ohio State. They've notched 2 with a man advantage earlier in this game. That's why getting an empty netter would be so big for Michigan once that ensues. They have an offensive zone draw right here, so if they want to end the game right away, they definitely can. Lockwood will do this draw with Hayhurst and Beecher out there.
The face-off score is 27-24 in favor of OSU.
Yep, that's been really the only facet of this game besides the power play where Ohio State's been clearly better than Michigan tonight. Wolverines have dominated 5-on-5 play. Lockwood has that one tied up in the face-off dot, and Ohio State is able to get to it. Cleared out into the neutral zone. Keaton Pearson saw it go between his legs. Ronnie Hine was chasing after it. Michigan backhands it back down. 3:10 to go. Buckeyes will get set up. You have to think sometime in the next minute is when they will pull Napier. Summers sends it back down, and they're going to put the hand in the air for a potential icing, which will be whistled with exactly 2:59 to go. Now the question becomes, when is Steve Rohlik going to pull Tommy Napier?
I would say with about 1:30 left, honestly.
That,
I mean, I'm biased. I don't exactly like pulling the goalie.
Well, it's certainly 90 seconds to go is sort of when you saw it back, 5-10 years ago. That was pretty standard. The argument now has been to do it earlier and earlier. We don't know when exactly Rohlik will do it, what school of thought he subscribes to. Lisinski tied up in the dot. Puck comes across. Gabriel takes a shot. That one went off the stick of Lockwood into the corner, though. Ohio State with an offensive zone opportunity. They send it down low for Lisinski in the corner. Beecher takes it away from him. Beecher along the wall looking for Hayhurst on the other side. Hayhurst sees it go through Miller's legs, but Beecher couldn't pick it up. Now puck carried around. Hayhurst fanned on it. Over to Beecher. Beecher banks it off the boards. Michigan gets it out. That's 30 seconds of time in the offensive zone Ohio State had. They didn't pull Napier yet. Now down to 2:30 in the game. Holding it in the defensive end. 2:25 remaining. Skating through the middle. Gabriel looking for Westland. Now Van Wy and York go in after it. York banks it off the boards to Matt Miller at the top. Back down low. Napier is skating away right now. 2:10 to go in the game. Miller across. Now Gabriel sends it down low. York there. Banks it along the boards. Moyle trying to clear it out. Couldn't do so. Van Wy there. Battled for. Carson Meyer down low. He's got it right around man. And Meyer there tries to get it over to the top looking for Gabriel. They send it across. A shot blocked by Raby. Now a bad angle try down in the corner. Bounced around. Matt Miller's got it at the top. He skates towards the middle. Looked like a pass across from Westland. That shot goes high and over top into the netting and out of play. 1:43 remaining. Michigan will get some legs off the ice. Ohio State with the net empty. 6-on-5 advantage, trailing 3-2 in this game. 103 seconds remaining.
Ohio State's has been 2 for 5 on the power play. I think it makes sense for them to pull this early.
Yeah.
With that kind of statistic.
And
the man advantage is very impressive for them. However, on the last power play, the one they scored on, Mike Postiov's slash, there were 2 shots on goal by Michigan from their own zone in that penalty kill.
So a timeout used by Steve Rohlik. Ohio State calls theirs. Mel Pearson still got his in his back pocket, so we could get some stoppages here over the final 103 seconds. Have to think that Nick Pastajov would be the one to come out on the ice for Michigan because of his high face-off percentage. Michigan needs to win this draw and get it out. Pastajov at 57% on the year entering tonight. Garrett Van Wy also an option for that as well. Michigan needs to get this one in the empty net and put this game on ice. Scores around the Big Ten during this stoppage in play. Notre Dame claimed the extra point in a 3-3 tie officially with Penn State. And Minnesota leads Wisconsin 4-2 after 2 periods of play in Madison. The Badgers in free fall right now, and the Gophers playing pretty well, looking to get a win in that one. Ohio State was swept by the the Gophers last week. Ohio State comes into this game having been swept last weekend in Minneapolis, and now this weekend series in Ann Arbor, trying to avoid dropping the front end of this 2-game set. It is Nick Pastajov in the draw against Tanner Lisinski.
He's the only one over 50% today.
And Pastajov sort of wins it forward and able to clear it out. Puck goes down the other way. Luke Morgan, I think, is going to beat Westland down there, and he does. Morgan down low, just sort of parried it aside, wasn't able to wrap around and put it in the empty net, though. Now skating through the middle, Carson Meyer goes down. Martin to it, no call coming. Martin banks it off the boards. Morgan couldn't quite get it out. banked through there. Michigan just needs to get it out of the blue line, and they do. Westland backhands it over to Matt Miller. Now across, Ohio State comes in. That one shot from the blue line, blockered aside easily by Strauss man Van Wy, and everyone banging around down there in the corner. Thrown to Matt Miller at the top. Now across Gabriel, back to Miller, to Westland there, back to Gabriel. His shot goes high and over top, deflected off a stick. Not sure who it went off of. And with 57.3 remaining in the game, Michigan that much closer. About a minute and 6 seconds ticked off over that span. We'll see where the face-off is. I think it's going to stay in Michigan's defensive zone. They'll get fresh legs out there. It'll be Johnny Beecher.
There were certainly some blood pressure-raising moments during that past minute. A little worrying for Michigan. A couple of shots allowed. Some good luck deflections from Michigan. Some good block shots as well. Can't call it all luck. But Ohio State has been the majority aggressor of the past minute and a half.
And that's what you'd expect. Trailing 1 goal, 3-2 Michigan on top. Beecher wins that draw, banked off the boards. Michigan couldn't get it out. Gabriel held it at the point, rattles around. Blankenberg there, tried to whack it out. Lambert couldn't get it free. Now still there. Blankenberg scoops it up, and he sends it back out. That should be an icing. Or no, it's not going to go far. Yeah, it is. Very late whistle there from the referee. Didn't put his hand in the air, finally calls it. But another 15 seconds goes off the clock. 41.6 remaining. 3-2 Michigan on top. It was the goal from Will Lockwood that gave him the lead. And with 42 shots to 27, Michigan has been in command of this game all night long. Ohio State has never led. They're just trying to desperately tie here in the final 42 seconds. It'll be Lambert to do the draw this time against Lisinski. Lambert is sort of wins it back. It just sort of goes to the corner. Martin picks it up. He tries to clear, goes off Westland's body. Ohio State clogging those clearing lanes. And now controlled by Lisinski back to the top. Grant Gabriel there, skates over to the middle. 26 seconds. Across to Westland. He takes a shot, blocked there by Jimmy Lambert. 20 seconds remaining. Over to Gabriel at the top. Grant Gabriel there sends it across to Miller, into Quinn Preston in the center. Now into the corner. Griffin Luce tries to bang away. Jacob Hayhurst picks it up. 10 seconds remaining. He clears it out. Beecher is after it. 6 seconds. 5. Beecher's shot goes wide of the net. 4 seconds. 3. It doesn't matter. Blankenberg picks it up. And Michigan wins here tonight. 3-2. The Wolverines knock off the Buckeyes. And they take game 1 here tonight at Yost Ice Arena. A hard-fought battle. But Michigan prevails tonight.
How big is it for this Michigan team to be a nationally ranked team, getting 6 votes in the AP poll in the past week? They didn't make it, but after beating Ohio State, yes, at home, yes, the Children of Yost were there, but still beating an 11-ranked team is very impressive. I would not be surprised to see Michigan number 20 or 19, depending on how tomorrow's game goes.
Yep, Michigan has continued to play well. That is now 5 straight wins in Big Ten play, 4 of them in regulation. They pick up a big 3 points tonight in Big Ten standings, and that moves them ever closer towards the middle of the pack after such a dreadful start to Big Ten play. They now have 21 points in 15 games. Ohio State stays at 26 points in 17 games played, and Michigan can draw even closer to the Buckeyes. If they can snatch 3 more tomorrow night, it'll be Michigan at home against Ohio State again tomorrow. Wolverines win it tonight 3-2. Game recap. It was Mike Pastajov scoring first from Jack Becker and Luke Martin, and Carson Meyer tied it on the power play from Ronnie Hine and Gordy Meyer. Cam York gave Michigan a 2-1 lead late in the second from Jimmy Lambert. Ohio State tied it on the power play halfway through the third period. It was Gabriel with that goal, and then the game winner scored with just over 3.5 to play. It was Will Lockwood wrapping it around and tucking it inside the pads of Napier with the assist from Jake Slaker on that one, and Michigan takes it 3-2. And another stellar performance from Strauss-Mann here tonight.
I feel like I know the answer to this, but what does Michigan have to do to really ensure that sweep of Ohio State tomorrow?
I mean, the biggest thing is they have to stay out of the penalty box. The 2 power play goals given up tonight, really the only downside, because Michigan was clearly the better team at 5-on-5 tonight.
And what do you think Ohio State would have to do in order to keep this at a 1-1 series?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure. I mean, they have to continue to capitalize when they get opportunities with the man advantage, but they're going to have to play a better complete game tomorrow night because they got whipped at 5-on-5 here tonight. They got more power plays than Michigan, and they still were outshot by 15. And, I mean, it was Michigan who dictated play here tonight, and the Wolverines take it home 3-2. Any last thoughts?
This is the 13th game that Ohio State has with one goal as the deciding factor. They are a very good team at keeping it close. I would not be surprised if tomorrow is a 4-3 Ohio State win or a 3-2 again for Michigan.
Yeah, you have to expect it will be another close game tomorrow night. These rivals playing really hard. Ohio State swept Michigan in Columbus back in November. Wolverines will go for the sweep to return the favor in Ann Arbor tomorrow night, and we will have that one covered tomorrow at 7:30 p.m. once again here at Yost Ice Arena. But that just about does it for us tonight. Final score once again, Michigan 3, Ohio State 2. For Charlie Goodwin, Joshua Tenzer, I'm Alex Drain saying good night and go blue from Yost.